What's up, everybody? Wolf from Walmart. We're back. We're back, baby, again.
Not a bad fish right there, guys.
Oh, no.
Out here catching Folsom bass right now, dude. Woo, he's a little chunker. What up, what up, what up? 'Tis I, Dave Erkey, the host of the Whole Angler Podcast. How are you? Coming to you again. We're semi-pre-recording this because they drop on Wednesdays. But I just wanted to stop and say congratulations to the guys over at Calipalooza. That was an awesome victory. 107 inches is gnarly. If you guys haven't heard anything about it, go check out the Catch podcast. They interviewed the boys today for both first and second place. They ended up being buddies. Like that's like the ideal scenario with your homie when you go out and go fishing. So that's super cool. Other than that, I would like to say thank you to the boys over at Kayak City for letting me raid the back of the shop today and put together some new fun stuff on my kayak. That video will it'll have dropped by the time this comes out. I don't even know why I'm announcing it, but I'm announcing it because, I do early messages. And then I'm going to go ahead and play this ad so we can get right into this. What up, dudes and dudettes? I'm sure you're tired of hearing my voice by now, but you're going to hear it for a little bit longer because this is a shout out to the sponsor of this show, Kayak City. Kayak City has been taking care of me ever since I started getting into a boat and paddling around in the water trying to catch some fish. And when I tell you it is Kayak City, it is literally like a city of kayaks. They have Bonafide, Eddyline, Feel Free, Hobie, Jackson, Native, New Canoe, Old Town, Wilderness Systems, and so many used kayaks. I stopped trying to count them a long time ago. If you guys are looking for accessories, they have walls and walls and walls of accessories. They have one wall dedicated specifically to Yak Attack, and it is a massive wall. Kayak City is your #1 Yak Attack dealer here in Northern California. If you want to know where it is, stop by at 7812 Auburn Boulevard, Citrus Heights, CA. Roll through, say what up to James, Troy, Eric, Scott. Tell them Dave says what's up and tell them I sent you there. Thanks for listening. And that was my ad. And so this next guest I bring to you is actually a super rad human. He was kind enough to respond to me in the DMs on a regular basis. And he's actually encouraged me to do a lot of things outside of fishing, which is great, which is stuff like go get my contractor's license. And he also told me don't get my contractor's license and to stay with the union because I'll have better benefits that way. I don't disagree with him now that I have it. It's benefits suck. But I will say that I appreciate all the back and forth that he's done with me in the DMs over the last couple years. So I bring to you, without further ado, Brian the Carpenter.
Yay!
Yeah. We don't have applause. It's not fancy. I'm not.
Oh.
I have no producer. I don't edit.
That's all right. I was a producer and I was terrible at it.
I'm sure we'll talk about it at some point or another. Brian, how are you, dude?
I'm good, dude.
Yeah.
So let me clarify. Yeah. You are out on your own, or you did go out on your own?
Yeah, I did it. I
left the union.
Kind of.
Okay.
I got my contractor's license. I'm splitting my number. I'm going to have a union outfit and a non-union outfit, which is a lot of paperwork.
Oh, you're going to get union jobs, union work.
For my union number. And then for my non-union number, I will stick with residential and keep it close and tight.
Non-union number.
Non-union number, yes.
The hell's that?
Okay, so you know how you can split your contractor's license number? You can diversify into different DBAs.
No, I never diversified my portfolio.
Oh, well, you can diversify your number. You can go under DBAs and you can start multiple companies, and one of them can be a union company, and then I can hire union employees to do union work for the union. Then under another business license or it's the same contractor's license number, but you can DBA as another company, and I can do non-union work. Like my handyman business that I've been working on for like the last year, like that can be absorbed into that company. So I can have a handyman service and a contractor and a contracting license to do larger scale projects.
Right. Okay. I got you.
Yeah. So that's where I'm working at right now.
So what about them benefits?
I'm paying. was great was when I was in the union, I was barely paying any money for benefits. But now that I am going to be the owner of the company, I have to pay out a lot of money for benefits.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Does your wife have health care?
We ironed that out because she was a teacher. So we went through her teacher's healthcare. And then when she stopped being a teacher to be a full-time mom, we extended that. And then we got her under the Kaiser. So I pay out of pocket for her healthcare and my daughter's.
It's a lot of money, cuz.
It's a lot of money. A lot. It's definitely when we're thinking about it now, like my emotional state is just going to stress. Like I'm just like, oh yeah, I gotta pay this, I gotta pay that. Oh my God.
So you got a lot of work lined up?
I do have a decent amount right now, as is. Yeah, on top of this and going and doing stuff at the kayak shop, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so and the handyman business has kept us floating pretty good, along with all the other social media stuff. So like I'm not in a bad spot. It's just I wake up at 4 out of, I don't know if it's like a stress induced arousal or what, but then I get done at, I go to bed at like midnight, so I don't get a healthy amount of sleep, if that makes sense.
No, I haven't been sleeping well either, except for yesterday. I slept all day on Sunday, like all day. Like woke up, went back to sleep, got up again at like 11. Like, wow, I really, came out to the garage to like get back into doing stuff, some paperwork, this, that, and third. And just like, I just ain't got it. Went inside, laid down, napped, caught dinner, went back to bed.
Oh, that's awesome.
I needed it because, just nonstop 2 to 4 hours of sleep a night ain't good.
Yeah, that all cylinders thing, dude, it takes a toll. Like my wife can almost hit her watch by it. Like every couple months, I just have one day where I just don't do anything. I'm like, I'm not even gonna get up today. Today's a couch day, or today's a bed day.
So, yeah, that was me yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, dude, here we are.
Yeah, here we are, dude. Let's jump right into it. So, where and when were you born?
Oh, when? A long time ago, Sonny. In an ambulance in the parking lot of the hospital during the blizzard of 1972 in Philadelphia.
Whoa, you were born like in the back of the car?
In the back of the ambulance. Yep.
Oh, dude,
was in the parking lot of the hospital?
Oh, that's so sketchy. Like, were you? I guess they were snowed out.
I don't really remember it.
Well, yeah.
Oddly enough.
Yeah. I just didn't know if your mom ever gave you details on it, because sometimes moms are like super proud and they tell you every time they see you for like 20 years.
Yeah. Maybe she's not so proud. No, that's about all I know. There was a blizzard in 1972 in February, and we didn't make it. So
you were Philly. You were born and raised in Philly, or how?
Nah, Philadelphia's right over the bridge from South Jersey. That's where I'm at.
Got it. So what'd you do? Like, you just what was it like?
I was just born, bro.
No. You were born. I got it. No.
Yep.
Arrived. What was it like growing up as a kid in South Jersey? Like, I've never been to South Jersey, so.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe more. The question is, what about the time? Like, in that era, we played outside a lot. I don't know. Had friends all around, and we was just always outside. Always.
Oh, yeah. Drinking out of the hose, the whole nine.
Yep.
Running around there, dude.
Playing hockey out in the street and throwing rocks at cars, whatever.
See, hockey came around a little bit later for me when they did the Mighty Ducks movies. That's when we were like, oh, hockey's cool. But we didn't have like hockey. It wasn't a big thing in California. Like they weren't like,
right.
Jump out.
Where in Cali are you?
Well, now I live in like Northern California, just outside of Sacramento.
Okay.
So I live in a town called Roseville. But I live, I don't know, 30 minutes from the Delta, an hour and a half from Clear Lake, and then at about an hour from Shasta. So like
That sounds like a good place to be.
It's pretty central. Yeah, it's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Tahoe's about 50 minutes, and they got smallmouth in there. So
Lake Tahoe.
yeah, I live just at the base of the foothills. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So
I think it was Tahoe's got a lot of trout, right?
Yeah, they're big on their like Lahontan cutthroat and all that kind of.
And it's really, really deep and cold.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I was there
Deep.
before a long time ago.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's really nice. Like it's really pretty. There's fun casinos, and it's a good little culture up there for sure.
Giant pine cones.
Yeah, Widowmakers. Yeah,
I remember pine cones that were like 10 inches tall.
Yep.
Giants. Widowmakers. It's about right.
Yep. If they drop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
I caught a trout on a fly in a plastic bubble.
Oh, like a floating fly or like the half water bubble or whatever?
Yep. Dude.
Yep. Legit. So apparently they got smallmouth that like just tour around like in big packs out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna hunt some of those down this year for sure. Like it's a mission.
I wouldn't bother swimming, dude. It was I was a kid. You know how kids can swim in cold water. It was cold, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is always freezing. My son gets out there and swims. I'm not a swimmer. I don't swim anyways, so I just drowned.
Do you really?
Yeah. I'm not a swimmer, dude. Like I got a really good PFD because I get in a kayak. It's the first hour is just hectic of me just trying to get over the fear that I'm on water and I don't have fins, you know? So
you never decide to learn it? Or
opportunity never arose. I mean, I got a pretty mean doggy paddle for a couple minutes, but like I just kind of doggy paddle into like this.
No.
Yeah. I don't.
Really? And then you sink?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
we got to work on that, Dave.
Dude. I mean, eventually, but for now, I'm just the shallow end killer, dude. I'll chill in the pool,
dude. What if Callie falls in the ocean, dude?
If Callie falls in the ocean,
you're gonna have to, like Maynard said, learn to swim.
Well, I'm just gonna put on my PFD and float around, like. Yeah. I know. I wish, dude. Someday, my wife makes fun of me because she's gonna teach our toddler how to swim, and she's like, "I'll help you. I'll teach you how to swim too." At the same time, I'm like, I'm not going to be like belly down in your arms, like you telling me to kick and paddle. And I'm good. Like, I'm a grown man. I'll retire the idea and be okay with it.
It's going to sink.
Yeah. No. So growing up, you guys were outside all the time. Like,
yes, indeed.
What was your family? Was it you only child? You have brothers, sisters, siblings, mom, dad, all that stuff?
Yeah. Not just a test tube. No, I got a older brother, 12 years older than me. My sister's 11 years older than me. And then I happened way down the line. Mistake. And then a half brother.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is he about the same age or older?
No, he was 7 years younger. He's passed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's what. Yeah.
Dude, so you were basically for the most part until were you born and you had a stepbrother, or did that come later on in life?
Later, he was younger.
Okay.
Yeah, half brother.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So so moving on, as a child growing up, how did you get into fishing? Were you just like, I'm just gonna go do this, or was it just something that everybody did? How did that work out for you?
Born with it, dude. Seriously, born with it. Like there was no YouTube. My dad wasn't around. Like he was gone before I was even born. He was out the door. He was going to make that stepbrother or that half brother. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like I said, just born with it. Like couldn't get near water even when I was a little kid. Just drawn to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's how all of us that were into fishing, that we'll get to that a little later, I suppose. But the friends that I found that were also into fishing, I think that's just how how we all were, just drawn to it. And yeah.
That's okay. So when I grew up, I've explained this to people before, like at school, like where I was at, I grew up in Southern California. So fishing meant you walk to the end of the pier, you drop a sardine in the water, and then you pull up whatever bites it and you cook it and eat it. Like that was it, there wasn't a lot of fishermen. So when you were like going into school and like you said, you're just drawn to fishing. So you're into fishing, you're trying to meet friends, or you're not necessarily trying to meet friends, but you end up meeting friends that are into fishing. Were you guys like, was it something that you could like go around school and be like, yeah, I'm into fishing? Or was it like something you just quietly did on your own? How did that work out?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't something we talked about, but it was just, this is a different time. We're talking about the 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I graduated in 90. So all my schooling years were in the 80s.
Yeah.
And it was a different time. Like if you see the Stranger Things, that series, like that vibe, like they really captured the 80s with the vibe. We were dickheads. We just were. I mean, we were just rude and ball busters, and it was like it was just what we did. It was just like look for things to break balls about. I feel bad about it. I feel bad even talking about it, but we were assholes, man. So like, you didn't want to put any weaknesses out there, and fishing wasn't considered cool, which is ridiculous. And why I think kids today, for the most part, are so much better than we were, so much more understanding and accepting and just nicer, kinder. And they just are.
They really are.
And if they have a knock, they're soft. But that's, I mean, it's just kind of the give and take of it,
Yeah.
Not to divert things, but
no, it's totally true though. I mean, I grew up in the era right behind you. So I was born early 80s and I grew up in the early 90s, late 80s, and it was still much like all we did was bust each other's asses about all sorts of bullshit. Like we just did, like that's how it was. And so 5-10 years later, that next generation, not so much, but they were, in my opinion, more emotionally developed, well-rounded people because they had the wherewithal to discuss, now, mind you, not everybody that's younger than me is emotionally well developed, but I could tell you I was emotionally retarded when it came to being able to express if I try to express my feelings, like if I try to tell somebody like a genuine, like, hey dude, I really appreciate you and thank you very much. Like I genuinely would mean that. But if I said that, I'd get my ass busted up, so it's just kind of like fuck you too. All right, cool.
Right.
And then it moved on,
Good to see that the R word's back, by the way.
Oh yeah, sorry, I say it.
Yeah, you dropped that hard R.
But, sorry. Yeah.
It's nice to see some sanity's coming back. I mean, it's crazy, a few years ago, like we got some, hate mail come in for dropping that on Bass U or Ike Live or whatever.
Really?
And, you weren't allowed to say it, but that one didn't stick.
Well,
too long.
No one really listens to this.
Yeah. So. Right. Well, there you go.
I kind of have a little bit of I get a little bit of a grace, So
yeah, I got you.
I mean, I discussed it when the guys offered me the podcast.
But it's been coming back. You're not the first person to say it, so
I'm glad.
It's nice to see that.
Yeah. Well,
what the hell? We grew up saying it, and now all of a sudden, like, you made it illegal, so I gotta, like, old dogs,
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. We had the conversation when they gave me the podcast. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna say like retarded and gay and all that kind of stuff because that's what I grew up saying. I have friends who are gay and I have members
friends
of my
that
family.
are retarded.
Yeah, I have members of my family and friends that are retarded. So it just is what it is. But I'm gonna say it either way because I've
got any that are both.
Ooh, a double winner? No, not yet. Not yet. Anyways, I mean, there's still time. I got plenty of family growing. So
okay,
but yeah. So anywho, I digress.
Well,
I just ask because I mean, a lot of people, some people are like, yeah, I was super proud about it, and other people are like, no, I never told a soul that I was fishing. Like it
yeah,
wasn't
no, we
came
hid
up.
it.
Yeah,
We kept that shit hid. I mean, we were such ball busters, dude. Um, it was so it was kindergarten to fifth grade was elementary, and then sixth, seventh, and eighth was middle school. And in the town I grew up in Runnymede, when we went our middle school, like the town had two elementary schools on either side,
Mhm.
and then one middle school. So that's when we all converged. That's when we met the people from the other side of the town, the children, the kids, the rivals from the other side of the town. And that Ike and Ellie was from the other side of the town. That's when I met Mike. My buddy Tom, they were still friends with, and Dave. So there's four of us that were into fishing, and three of us came from my side of town, and Mike was from the other side. But we met him in sixth grade and realized he was into fishing and hockey, like us. So we became good friends with him. And by eighth grade, so I was a C grouper. They had us. They would group us. Mike and Tom were in B group. I was a C grouper for sixth and seventh, and Dave was an E grouper. It was Dave from the Ike Live show. If anybody saw that's who the Dave I'm talking about. Tom, you wouldn't know. But in eighth grade, I got bumped up to B group, and that's when shit got going. Shit really got fired up.
I'm genuinely curious. How does one go about that conversation? Like you grew up ball busting area. Did you just somebody saw somebody else's fishing rod and you're like, hey,
I don't
what are you
know,
trying
dude.
to catch with that?
I see that dirt under your fingernails.
Yeah. Like how did that conversation, if you remember, how did that conversation go
I have
down?
no recollection.
Okay, yeah. Just
I don't
ended
know
up
how we got there. Somehow we figured it out. It was kind of like you ever have like get down to the last two Cocoa Puffs in a bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
They find each other. They find each other, bro.
Okay.
Or three, but they will absolutely find. You can try to separate them, but if you got a little current, they will find each other.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what we were.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah. So I've just always been genuinely interested because I mean, I grew up skateboarding. So, and I grew up in skateboarding still was not cool. So if you skated, you wouldn't talk about skateboarding at school, but if you saw somebody that had a sticker or a specific shoe on, you're like, or the way their shoe was scuffed, you're like, I'm gonna talk to that fool after school. Or,
Yeah, you
like,
could kind of tell with skateboarding.
Yeah, it's a little different, but it was similar of like, we're not going to talk about this here because it's not.
The skateboarding's got its own style to it. Clothes and hair and music.
True.
Fishing, not too much.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to see some kid walking down the hallway in an AFCO Reaper, well, maybe now, but yeah. I can just imagine, like, I don't know. It would just be really interesting to me, like, to figure out how those conversations went down. I'm weird that way.
I would love to know myself how we figured it out.
That's awesome.
I really don't know.
Yeah. So you guys got into fishing and hockey, and so you guys were did you guys play the same hockey league, or was it just kind of like you're playing for fun and then just moved on?
Yeah. I mean, when you're younger, before your driving age, you'd go and sign up at the league and they put you on teams. So it was, we were on different teams and stuff. We got, I guess, out of high school, we ran our own teams, and then, we were all on the same team. Me and Mike mostly ran teams. The other guys didn't play.
But for you, like, I don't know, like when I grew up, like if there was like sports and stuff like that, like it was hard. It was hard to stay in the sports because it costs a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how much hockey is, but I know that there was a lot of sports where the shoes, the pads, the this, that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're talking about street hockey. It wasn't ice. Ice is expensive.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
dude. I can
it's
imagine.
just it's just street hockey.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Is it?
But like, when we were in like high school, middle school, we would before we were of driving age, we would have like one mom drop us off and another mom pick us up, and most of us were products of like broken homes, so it was like single mom stuff. But man, our moms were awesome. And dude, the places they would drive us and leave us, like a half hour drive away. That's a pretty far drive. No cell phones, no beepers, no nothing. Just Dorothy drops us off and Roberta's picking us up, in 5 hours or 6 hours or something later. And they just dump us off out there. It's pretty wild.
That's like,
And, and like the way we raise our kids now, man, we know where they're at all times,
mm-hmm.
which is good. But I can see where, they didn't, again, where they're lacking some of that callous to them and having to learn some things the hard way and figure stuff out on their own. And, you know, we went through some shit, man.
Oh, same. Yep, absolutely. I think that me and my wife were actually talking about this the other day, but because my son, he's turning 10. We're getting to that age where it's awesome because where we live, like I live in this little neighborhood where he can just leave, walk out the front door and go to his friend's house. I don't care, and he just goes to one friend's house and those friends go to another friend's house and they all just kind of mob around the block like a little gang and they have a great time, and there's no check-in. There's no like, I'm like, dude, when it gets dark, dinner, like it's that simple. Right. And it's really cool because that's kind of how I was raised to a point. So I hope he's out there learning life skill half the time, but I mean, I know where he is and I love him to death. And but we're talking about my daughter now. She's 2 and we're like, oh, what's gonna happen when she gets older? And this, I'm like, I don't know if I'm really gonna let her outside, to be honest. I think she could, she could just stay in the house and just hang out with me. I'm cool with that. It's like that half paranoid part of me. I'm just like, I don't know, man, because I was out there unchecked all the time, and we got into some shit,
I mean, it's different with girls, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I got lucky. I got 2 boys, so
yeah.
I would feel like you are if I had a girl. Let her out of my sight, but yeah, man, we were just out there.
Dude, that's so rad, though.
Getting in trouble, getting in fights, getting beat up, figuring it out, getting, going to the mall and having weirdos, ask us to go out to like when we grew up, we were taught never take candy from strangers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We stopped. You didn't teach your kids that, did you?
Oh, he knows. They both know. Don't touch strangers. Don't talk to strangers.
I just feel like we don't even let them out of the house. And it's not even a thing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're like, there's a lot of weirdos out there. I guess we just weren't worth as much back then. I don't know. Like my mom, she worked. So when I had little league games, I put the glove on the handlebars and pedal myself to the, across town to the game. She never made it to my games, hardly ever, unless there was like it worked out or weekends or, now both parents are at every single game.
Yeah.
Every game, all of them. Yep.
Well,
and we don't get to go fishing because juniors got fucking soccer, dude.
Baseball and soccer back to back. Yeah.
Oh, soccer's the worst, dude. And every holiday, them jerk offs want to run a tournament and come on, man. The hell, I can't stand it, dude. Yeah. I hate it. It's such a scourge on society.
Kids soccer.
It's the worst. I mean, like they got travel soccer and the kids, they're still playing swarm ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're like
it's just the following
6 or
ball
7.
around.
Yeah, it's just swarm ball. And, oh no, we can't play the town next to us. We got to go, down to the shore. An hour drive on a Saturday in the middle of the day. Well, there's the whole fucking weekend. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Get the hell out of here with this. Hey, you don't really like soccer, do you? No, good. We're not playing no more.
Dude, I love it. Yeah, it is. It is. It can be a struggle for sure, but nonetheless, like, I know what it's like to be running around out there doing your sports and stuff like that, just kind of on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like running that life. I was going to ask you, like, it's a question. It's a little more introspective, but I just wanted to get it. It's just a random question. You can choose not to answer it if you want, but
okay.
You said your dad wasn't there, never was.
Yep.
You're a dad now.
Yes.
Where did you pick up the life skills, and how did you navigate fatherhood without an example?
Well, sometimes you can be an example of a good example, or sometimes you could be an example of a bad example, or an example of what not to be, And I kind of viewed my dad as that. Like, all right, he wasn't here, but I'm still learning from it. Like, okay, this is how not to do it. Like, there were things that, had I had a dad around, I think, maybe I would have gone a little bit better route through school, up in such an fuck up at times, and probably would have helped me out, set me off on a better course. So I decided that that's not something I'm going to do with my kids. They're not going to go through that, regardless. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Me and her ain't getting along, whatever. Put me to the side. Doesn't matter, because I'm not going to do that to my kids, Grass might look greener over there, but put me to the side, So there was that. But the other, the real example was my older brother. Bill's 12 years older than me. Is pretty much like a father figure, And out of high school, I went into, working construction and working with my brother. And he's got 4 kids. He had 4 in 4 years.
Ooh.
Boy, girl. And I got to see how he raised, and my sister's got 3. So I got to, observe a lot. I got to owe a lot of my parenting skills to that, for sure. And also, I knew that 4 was not for me. And neither's 3.
Yeah.
We got 2 that came out right. Let's cut it right there. You know what I mean? Let's not push our luck anymore.
I'm gonna have you email my wife after this.
Ain't nothing wrong with these 2. Why we gonna risk it,
You
You never know what you might get next.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you end up with a piece of shit dog. You can also always accidentally lose it,
I literally said that the other day. I said, if the front door gets left open, I don't know. He could.
Yeah. I mean, things happen.
The pound will call if they find him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're hard to get rid of. I ain't saying it's easy, but with a kid, you're kind of stuck.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. And then there's like all the emotional investment that you put in. Like, I don't know.
No, I know. I'm just stuck around.
Yeah. I just look at it as like, perfect example. People have asked me why I don't move out of California. I'm probably the most anti-Californian person in California. And my example is, well, my son with my ex-wife is I'm not leaving him. I don't care. Like, when he's 18, I'll give him an option. Like, you can come with me, dude. Like, let's do this. I got work for you. I got this, that, and the other, but I'm not going anywhere until, like, I don't care how inconvenient or how expensive life is here or what I do. It's like you said, it's not really about me. It's like, he needs a dad.
So you have 3 or 2?
2.
Okay.
2. I got the one from my ex-wife, my son. He's about to be 10. And then my daughter, she's almost 2. So.
Okay.
Yeah. But my
son does he have your mustache?
The funny thing is, he's getting there. Like, the kids are hitting puberty like so early. Dude, the kid's full on got like back hair and like black arm hair, and he's like this tiny little thing. I'm like, dude, all right. Yeah. So yeah, he's like, I was like, the other day he was like, hey dad, how's my mustache coming in? Is it like yours yet? And I was like, get out of here, dude. Go ride your bike. Like, go. Just get out of
Both
here.
my kids can grow a better mustache and beard than I can. Both of them.
I have a feeling he's gonna be the same because
Yeah,
he's got more hair on his body than I do.
Mine won't connect.
Mine won't connect here, so I could never connect this to this, and I could never connect this to. I have like these two patches right here. Well, one of them is kind of a scar, long scar, but like
nice.
The other side's just hairless. Like I don't know, so I just let it go. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like one of those dirty Sphinx cats with all the
yes,
just with a ball sack with legs. Yeah,
yeah, just a sack of skin.
So out of high school, you went straight to construction. You started swinging a hammer. What were you doing? Concrete? Were you working for somebody else, or did you just I'm going to do my own thing?
No. Let's try to see if we missed anything important for you. Well, I moved out west after 3 years in Jersey, in high school in Jersey.
Describe west.
Elko, Nevada.
Oh, really? Right out here, really west. Okay,
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
What's out in Elko? What brought you to Elko?
My dad.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he was working. I guess it's all silver mines. The town was pretty much based off of. So I went out there after my junior year of high school to hang out for the summer, and then one morning woke up and had that moment of clarity, like, and I said, I need to stay here. So I did. It was the right call. Shit was going sideways back in Jersey, you know. So yeah. So it was the right move. Elko was cool as shit. Total shock coming from Jersey, where it just everything was different. But it was cool. They were really accepting. Like, I had no problem fitting in and making friends in Elko. You know, everybody in Elko was from somewhere else. A lot of people were from California, but everybody like moved there. Their parents moved there for work, you know, whatever. So it was easy to slide in, fit in with people. It was cool. The school had an open campus, so like in between classes, you go from building to building. If you didn't have a class, you could go walk somewhere for lunch. Like, that was where I came from. You walked in, they locked the doors behind you, and you spent all day trying to figure out how to get out, you know, and they're just spent all day trying to figure out how to keep you in.
Yeah.
So, you know, but out there it was like, oh, you can go, but you're screwing yourself. I don't think it would work in Jersey.
No.
But it worked there. It was cool. First day of school, you know, I saw the incoming freshman that was the biggest kid, known as the toughest kid, get challenged by the toughest senior, and they kicked a fight right in the hallway, threw hands for a couple minutes, and then shook hands and moved on. And that whole school was predicated upon, like, you know, a hierarchy. Everybody knew who was the toughest, who was the second, who was the third, on down, and shit got handled. There was a lot of fights, but there was no problems.
Yeah.
Guys fought and they shook hands afterwards. There was no, like, nobody was getting jumped. Nobody was getting stabbed. Nobody was pulling guns out like a pussy. Like, people were they were handling their business.
Yep.
And you didn't mess with the Indians. That was the other thing.
No.
The natives, they stayed to themselves, and you didn't mess with them. Yep. You know, and that was it. And they were all kind of real short and broad, you know, guys. But it was cool. I really liked it. But then halfway through the year, my dad transferred to Denver, so we moved it to Littleton. So did half my senior year in Elko, and then the other half in Littleton, Colorado. Yeah. And that was a whole nother shift and a different attitude. So if you remember Littleton, Columbine, so Littleton's a big suburb of Denver. I think there's 3 high schools, maybe 4 in Littleton. There's Cherry Creek, maybe Arapahoe, Columbine. Maybe it's those 3. Maybe there's another one. So I didn't go to Columbine. I went to Arapahoe. But totally different. Like nobody, it's just, there was no fights. Nobody stood up to anybody. Everybody's just like bitchy and it was weird. I didn't like it. If you didn't wear a fluorescent ski jacket and said everything was sweet, like South Park, everything was sweet. There was one word you were allowed to, one adjective you could describe things with. It was sweet. It was just, I don't know. I didn't really fit in too much. And I didn't like the culture there. But I think it gave me an insight on what led to Columbine. And that was guys that got picked on weren't raised in a culture where you stick up for yourself, whether you win or lose.
Yeah.
And it was allowed to build and build and build until you get some cockamamie idea because you're a mile above sea level and think stupid shit up there because lack of oxygen. No offense, everyone in Denver. But I think
no one from Denver listens to this podcast, so you're good.
Right. There's no pass.
Yeah. Well, no one listens anyways.
Well,
it makes sense. No, it makes, there are people listening. I'm just talking shit. It makes a lot of sense though. Like a lot of repression there. Like people just, so I was at the end of that age and I understood like within a couple of years, like listening to people talk about school and stuff like that, how you were basically, there was like communication counselors, like all this kind of stuff where people, the adults are trying to intervene and like help kids communicate to each other and like all this. No, dude, like you go out after school in the parking lot, you smack it out and that's it. Like what's done is done. The winner wins the argument. It is that simple. And life was so much easier then, you know?
You learn to hold your hands better or keep your mouth shut.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I learned that a couple times. Like, well, that didn't work out. You know, maybe I need to shut my damn mouth and get all excited and run my phone. Shit.
Yeah.
So you heal, you know what I mean? But like, learn really valuable lessons that way.
Yeah.
And I think it's good.
So you were out in Colorado. You said there's no bass. What are you doing? Are you working or are you just going to school?
No, I'm in high school, bro.
Well, I'm saying, okay, well, I worked, dude. Like,
no, I did too. I worked at a Mexican buffet.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So
and I met a guy named Leroy Ayers. That was about one of the only friends I had out there. Leroy was older, black man, and we went to a Public Enemy concert in Colorado.
That's tight.
No, it wasn't Public Enemy. It was Ice Cube, Big Daddy Kane. I don't remember who else. Maybe it was Piggy. I don't remember. But it was a bad place for me to be. White Shadow.
Yeah. You talk about my childhood right there. So when you're out there, you just have the one friend, and you're just cooling with your dad. Like, just trying. Are you trying to build that relationship, or you needed to be out of Jersey for a while, and this seemed like a decent break?
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I got a younger brother. He's a lot younger then, but I took diving class in school.
Like a actual
scuba.
Like, oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Did you get like you get the whole licensing and stuff. Apparently, it's like a class you can take, and you get licensed in a day or some stuff. Is that like, or was it like a full semester of like teaching you different dives and depths? And
Yeah, yeah. You go down the bottom, you blow bubbles, and watch them expand as they go up.
Mm-hmm.
I never did get like certified. That
Right.
required like going to a lake. I couldn't clear my ears past a certain depth.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Matter of
How
fact,
was
it
how
just
was your
popped
ear?
my eardrum. Yeah. It's, I mean, it's better. The ringing is, well, you're in the trade. I don't know if you got ring in your ears yet, but
Mm-hmm.
I've had it for a while. It's been pretty bad since I popped the eardrum, like pretty egregious. I'm
Are they
wearing headphones right now, and I can still hear it. That's how bad it is.
are they talking tubes or anything? Have they discussed like trying to do the whole tubes? Have they given you that
Tubes?
option? Yeah, like they
I don't think that's
pulled.
an option.
Oh, so it's just a ruptured eardrum. You're just
No, that's healed,
okay.
but the ringing's from hearing loss.
Yeah. I know an older guy, he got tubes put in his ears and he said it helped with his tinnitus, like the whole
Oh, really?
the ringing, yeah. It helped a lot. He's all it's
Ah,
still there, but it's not as bad, and it's not every day, like it all day. I'm like, oh, that's
not
cool.
every day, though.
Yeah, not every day.
Not all day.
Not all day.
Shit.
Yeah.
Let me
So
get
I
a
said,
tube.
well, I mean, I'm 43. He
1,000.
20.
Got some tubes
I want
over
to say
there.
it's like 20 years ago. Yeah,
Like a
just
flipping
stick some
tube.
rubber.
What are we talking about?
Stick some rubber tubes in your ears and see what happens. Yeah,
I'm
no,
in.
I don't know. It's some surgery that he had done to help it. So,
Okay.
yeah, it worked for him. So you never got the license. No big. So when did you decide it's time to go back to Jersey?
So,
What did that decision look like?
all right. Thanks for asking. Um, after I was after my senior year in Colorado, I didn't have enough credits to graduate because I went from Jersey to Nevada, and they're like, "Yeah, we accept this and this and this, but this is no good. That's no good." So I signed up to take the classes in Nevada that get me there, and then halfway through the year, we jumped to Colorado, and they're like, "Oh, yes, yes, no, no, no." You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when it's all said and done, I'm like missing credits or something bullshit. I don't know. So I came back home for the summer, and then went back to Colorado to start my fifth year, and I was only needed to go like half a semester or half the year or something like that.
Yeah.
And first day of school, I got called into the guidance counselor's office, or a principal. I don't know, some lady. She's a fucking witch, and she starts grilling me about something. I had no idea what she was talking about. Apparently, I didn't like turn in a book or something. I don't really remember. Dude, I was lost, man. I was like fucking lost through school. Just like I was supposed to go sign up for my own classes, go hand in my. I had no idea how the shit worked out there. It was new.
Yeah.
So like I didn't turn something in. She thought it was some elaborate scheme to get out of paying for book fines. I was honestly had no idea what she was talking about, and I was offended at these accusations, and I let her know that. She didn't like my tone, and I said, "Fuck you, bitch! I'm out. I'm
Yeah.
out." Dad, it's been real. I'm going back. Fuck this, ladies. I can't. So I bounced.
Yeah. Yeah. it's a very, very good reason. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I went to night school in Jersey for a couple classes or whatever it was.
yeah, but you got your GED or whatever. You got your diploma.
No, I got a diploma, David.
Oh, nice. Oh, we're using Christian names. Okay.
You GED'd me.
Yeah. Well, hey,
Hey, no offense.
I never got either. I'm not even gonna lie.
What?
Like, yeah. Mm-mm.
You don't have to butter up to me and make up.
Nope.
Stop it. Yes, you did.
No, I graduated to the 4700 block of the Twin Towers in LA County when everybody else was walking down the graduation aisle.
What does that mean?
I was in LA County
Oh,
jail. Well, everybody else was graduating. I was.
what the hell did you do?
Oh, a bunch of dumb stuff. I was not School wasn't for me. It just wasn't. I went to school to make money when I wasn't working.
Oh,
So, yeah.
got you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So I never graduated. I don't have a high school education. I even tried to go into college to get one, and I'm just not a sit and learn guy. Like I've always just learned better with my hands than anything else. So
Right. Yeah.
it makes sense in my brain. I can't sit and listen. I can't read very well. So it's just
Yeah.
like I'm trying to read this book, Knowing Bass, right now, and
Oh, yeah?
yeah, Hayes gave it to me. So I'm trying to read it, and it's so interesting, but it is so hard for me. I have to sit there and read like 5 sentences and then read them again to make sure that I got everything and then move to the
Does your
next.
mind travel?
Oh, all day. Yeah. So yeah. I'm like right now I have
It probably doesn't suck you in. Like I'm the same way. Um, like I don't read much, but I did read The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy, both books, twice.
whoa,
And they're
they're
thick,
fat.
dude.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
big books, dude.
Yeah.
How
And the
did
Lord of the
that?
Rings ain't easy reading, but it
No.
drew me in. Like I was in, dude. You know, it like takes you somewhere.
Yeah,
I can't see a book on bass doing that, where it takes you to somewhere else and you just can't wait to get back to that place. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's really, I hate to say that it's up my alley because I'm super interested in how things work, like both mentally and metaphysically. Like I'm really interested. Like that always draws me in. Like I listen to neuroscientist podcasts and shit, like or neurobiologist podcasts and stuff. Like I'm into that kind of weird stuff. And so when it's a book that's basically describing the brain, the physical attributes, the activities, the lifestyle of something like bass that I'm super interested in, I get drawn into it pretty easily. So I'm drawn in. It's just hard. Reading comprehension has never been my strong point, but I can read a set of blueprints and once,
Really?
like, okay, yeah, I'm good with prints. I just something about it, the pictures, the imaging. I don't know. I do really well with prints. Like it's not a problem. So I was the layout kid, real young. But yeah, so you went to night school, and did you get a job straight coming back, or were you just kind of hanging out with the folks, hanging out with your buddies, like kind of enjoying life? Because I mean, you're basically freshly graduated age, so you're
Me and Ike both got a job at a place, a shipping and receiving place for like Macy's or something. Yeah. That's the
so
only
you
time I ever saw Ike work a job.
really he's
Yeah.
just out there just loading trucks, unloading trucks, stacking boxes.
Hmm. Yeah. He didn't last very long at it, but then he ended up taking some college classes.
Hmm. Hmm.
But yeah, that was like the first job. Then I just like I had done construction stuff, working with my brother on the weekends or during the summer, through school, and I knew some other people, um, tile guys and stuff like that. So just got into that. Worked for my brother for a while. Went and worked for a tile guy.
Oh, that's so heavy. Tile's gnarly, dude. Tile,
Oh, dude.
tile and
This was
stone.
before Hardy Backer and Wonderboard and all that shit. This was all wet beds, baby. All
Oh,
wet beds. And my fucking ass had to mix and carry. Uh, yeah. Yeah,
you
it
were the
beat the
mortar
hell out
man.
of me.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
dude.
yeah, dude, that's so
Sand,
heavy.
cement, water, chopping it up with a hoe. You had to mix all that up and shovel it into buckets, carry the buckets in. All wet beds. Old school
Oh
shit.
my, oh my
Yeah.
God, dude.
Yep.
I haven't seen one of those in a long time. I live in an older part of town, so eventually I'm gonna run into a job. But dude,
I mean, what do you do with a shower pan?
well, tar for the most part.
Huh?
All people that do their old web, like their old beds for the shower pans were always tarred down out here. Does that make sense? They
No.
would have like this tar layer that now it's like all this sheeting and paper and stuff, but before it was all tar hot mop tar and stuff like that they would put. I'm
In the
talking
house?
in the house, in the shower. Like if you had a ledge, like a bench and all that kind of stuff down for your shower drain, they would have everything built, and then they would tar it up, and then they would start putting in stuff. They didn't set it, everything like that. But the tar was the sealant, dude. I can't tell you how many I've ripped out. I can't tell you how many I've ripped out. It's
really
ridiculous. Yes.
No way.
Yep. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
It is
I had no idea.
More common than you think, at least out here. Construction's different out here. I'm not than everywhere else, but like when I'm going through some of the stuff when I was doing like the contracting school to get my license, I just wanted to make sure I got all the law classes, because you need to know the law and all this kind of stuff. Well, they had, the work classes too. I'm like, well, work's the work, dude. They have some weird stuff in there, like the hurricane ties that we need. So we don't have hurricanes, bro. But we need to have specific hurricane ties. Everything's got a Simpson bracket. It's nuts, dude. It's beyond. It's overkill by far, and the stuff that came before us is I don't know.
Yeah,
it's Mickey Mouse to hell. But yeah, so yeah.
So everything you do revolves around code and inspections and all that.
If I want to keep my license, yeah. Like as a contractor, you can't just do stuff that's not up to code, because if the next guy comes in, they call you on it.
Well, clearly, you can't do stuff not up to code.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, do you pull permits for everything?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or I have an owner pull a permit for owner build stuff, and you can up to a certain amount. Like for handyman stuff, you don't necessarily need to pull a permit.
Well, you need to pull a permit for structural framing changes.
Oh yeah,
electrical stuff, plumbing stuff.
Plumbing, yeah.
If you're moving plumbing fixtures, you can hook up a toilet, you can hook up a sink. You don't have to pull permits for that shit.
No, yeah.
You're supposed to for hot water heaters. Blah blah blah. This, that, the third.
Disconnect, reconnect, HVAC, all that kind of stuff. Yep, all of it. Like I'm talking.
You're a letter of the law guy, huh?
I have to be, because I got littles. If I didn't have littles, I wouldn't. I don't know.
I don't have kids. What are you talking
about? Yeah, I got to do it. I'd like to make good on my name. I'm actually using my last name in the company, so I'd like to keep good on my name for it. So
I do too. And it all depends what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
If it's obvious, adding on. Here's the thing. Okay. Here's the thing. They make the job take a lot longer, and they offer zero value.
Mm-hmm.
They never have changed what it is I'm going to do, because everything I'm doing is at or above, building standards. I'm not going to put a header in or a structural beam without making sure it's big enough or oversized. If I don't know, if I can't find a span chart that covers it, it's easy to get engineering for it. You know what I mean? So it just slows it. Mostly I do residential remodeling, a lot of kitchens, a lot of bathrooms. They're like the two most important, vital rooms of the house. The minute I come in and gut your kitchen, I upset your life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how ready you are. You got yourself a little, sink set up. You're ready. You got your coffee maker there. The minute I come in, it disrupts your life. You can't find a spoon, to start your coffee. I get it. And in addition to doing a fantastic job and making sure that they know all their options and get absolutely everything that they want, is to make sure the job goes as efficiently and smoothly as possible.
Yeah.
And inspectors F that up.
Absolutely.
When I'm done pulling wire and, roughing everything in, we want a sheetrock. Oh, we can't. We got to wait for this inspector. Oh, well, he only works on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's Friday. We're
Yep.
done rocking. Now nothing happens Friday, Monday, Tuesday. At some point, he shows up, walks in, doesn't even look at anything, slaps us,
Or he
or
just says one thing that you didn't even touch, and then you're added
right.
into that. Yep.
The last time dealt with one, he made me move outlets closer to the kitchen sink. Yeah,
Closer
because
to the water source?
oh yeah, because there can only be so much distance between an outlet, and I actually had to add an outlet in and make it closer to the sink. It was
What for?
again,
Like what? A GFCI circuit?
and the customer was an engineer, and he was anal, and he actually had his own drawings of where he wanted all the outlets and switches, his own drawings, and we could not follow what he wanted in his own effing house because this dude came in and said, "Oh no." I mean, the kitchen backsplash is 18 inches tall. You have 18 inches to do something beautiful there, right? That's it with the tile. Every single outlet or switch that interrupts it takes away from it. So you put the amount that's needed. Fuck your code and 6 inches because of this or that. I'm sorry for the language, Dave.
No, fucking, it's cool. Like I
But I
keep
mean,
telling you,
dude, it's such bullshit. And this dude comes in, and, oh no, and he's measuring. He's like, it's not quite, and you got to add one.
Dude. That struggle is just as real.
This is somebody's house, and you're telling them what they got, and he's got to look at that for the rest of his life because
you came in.
Your code was meaningless, buddy. Your life is meaningless. You're meaningless.
Because the city requires a portion of your money. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Dude,
so
I can understand. No, I back you on that. I fully.
Just saying, I've been at it for a while, and it's just, if we're adding on, if we're doing something so significant, basement remodels, you got to do it because they'll catch the people on it.
Yeah. Well, that's
when they go to sell the house.
Yep. I had a kitchen that I was doing that I was just kind of doing. I was supposed to do the cabinets, and it ended up being demo the walls, and then they wanted to move a couple things and then add an outlet here or there. Nothing super crazy, but when he went to go put the stove in, he wanted the 220, the heavy duty stove, like real heavy duty on electrical. It used to be like 110 and gas. Well, he wanted light gas and he wanted the heavy duty electric stove. You know what I'm saying? Like this was a Viking stove. Like it was gnarly. And so
dual fuel, probably.
Yeah, the giant dual fuel. Yeah. So what ended up happening was I had to make a sub panel for the kitchen because they just didn't have the power allotted. Yeah. So I had to run wire off the breaker, make a whole new sub panel. Like it was a lot. And at that point I was like, I gotta pull a permit because if you ever want to do anything with this, like I was just here to do cabinets and I was just doing the odds and ends because I knew how to do them. And the next thing I know, I'm like, all right, well, we're doing a sub panel. So if you want this, and I had to pull casework out of the way and rerun the wire through the wall the whole night. It was a job. But yeah, that inspector decided he was going to take, he was supposed to show up on a Tuesday or Wednesday, some random day. And he decided he was going to take the week off. So we had to wait a whole nother week. Like it was at the end, like I had to call the countertop guys and push them out another week. Like it was because those slabs of stone were too big for me to carry. But I just was like, oh,
yeah.
So yeah, I get it, but I had to do it that time. It sucked.
I understand.
So you are out of high school, you're working a shipping job, or you're working shipping and receiving, just hanging out. Like, when did you decide that you were going to start? Like, because you've been a pretty integral part, at least from my experience, because my experience is very limited in bass fishing. Like,
okay,
when I say experience, it's like the last 5-6 years. Like, I
didn't
understand. No, yeah, sorry, bud. Like I'm that guy. Right. I'm the COVID angler that everybody hates, but I didn't leave. You know, I'm the COVID angler that doubled down when everybody left and took advantage of all the sale. You know, like I was like, yeah, I'm getting it. But you have been a pretty integral part in the background of a lot of bass fishing. not just media, but just your name has come up so many times in so many different facets. Like, how does that come about? Were you just like hanging out one day and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck with this guy over here at this tournament, or you just
Nah,
got into tournament fishing and just you
no,
chose.
no. I'll tell you, it's easy. I'm friends with Mike Iaconelli.
But okay,
That's
so
how. I don't know what else to tell you, but I mean, I'm friends with the right guy. That's all there is to it. If I'm not friends with Mike, none of this is happening. Like, it's that's God's honest truth. Mike, did his thing. Has been doing this. This is his 30th year. He did it for 20 years, and at about year 20, just maybe year 19, whatever. When he decided to start a podcast, he hit me up about it, and says, "Oh yeah, well, thinking of starting this thing, and what do you know about podcasts?" I'm like, "Well, I listened to them. I'd been listening to Rogan's podcast and a few others for years, and he asked me to produce it. Like, I don't know shit about computers and any of that stuff, but we'll figure it out." We had Mark Jeffries from Bass Talk Live. He's the one who put the bug in Mike's ear to start a podcast. But that's how it came about. 1,000%.
I thought you were like out there just killing it in tournaments or something. You were like that
No,
undercover guy, like, because
no way, dude. Nah, it's 100% because of who my friends are.
but still, you fish tournaments. Like, you went out, like, you enjoyed fishing to its fullest, right?
I love fishing, dude. Fishing all my life. But like, I never went and fished opens. I fished opens as a co. I never went and swung as a pro. Dave did, Brodzik from iLive. He took a swing at it, foolishly. I know better, dude. I fucking hate gambling. I cannot gamble. I don't go to the casinos. I live right Atlantic City's at 40 minutes away. Hell no. I don't buy lottery tickets. Money's too hard to come by for that shit. And fishing is gambling. I love, fishing local stuff and buddy tournaments and shit like that, but nah, not for big money.
Dude, honestly, I hate to say that I had you mismarked, but I kind of did. Like, I respect you so much more. Like, I assumed that you were just like out there swinging and like, nah, all right, I'll go back to swinging a hammer or whatever. Like, I thought you were out there swinging for the fences and just decided to go back to work. Dude, I respect you so much more for just sticking by your guns. Like, people ask me all the time, they're like, why don't you go out and do the derbies and the tournaments? I'm like, sometimes I do, but that's not. I'll go donate, I guess, because that's never going to feed my kids. Like, that's not going to put food on my plate. That's not
a hobby.
Put a roof over my head. Yeah, exactly. Like, I do it because I love to do it. I don't do it because like I don't make any money out of that. Like, there's no reason,
Nobody does.
So yeah, that's awesome.
Like 100 dudes make money on tournaments. You know what I mean? In the world.
Exactly. It just
everybody else is working in the negative.
Everybody's living off credit from my eyes. Like, I don't know how people can come up with all that kind of, I mean, unless you've like had a lot of money invested or a lot of money somewhere. Like, I don't know how people can afford to just travel around with the trucks and the boats and make all this money. By no means am I talking down on them. Like, I respect it. Enjoy, like, have fun, live your life. Like, you're living your dream. I respect that. That's awesome. But I could never do that for me. I could never do that in my right mind to my family. Like, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dave talks about that because he tried it. He was a corrections officer. He was a Camden City cop. Camden ranks right up there with Gary, Indiana, and Compton. It makes the list. Camden's a war zone. Was. I don't know where it's at now, but when he got out of there, he took a few years and tried it, and that was the thing that drove him nuts. And the same here. Like, it's selfish. It's a self-centered endeavor. Like, we We got a place down on the Chesapeake. It's about an hour from where I live. Campground when my kids were young. We still have it. Um, and like the Chesapeake's an awesome place to fish. A lot of tournaments. All my buddies that go out there fishing tournaments. But I don't know. I'm there at the campground with the family. You know, I'll get on the front pond and fish. I'll get out on the big water and fish. But to fish a derb and to take the whole weekend away from all of them, to go practice all that. I didn't do it. I didn't do it too much, and I'm not trying to put down anybody that did or does. But for me, it wasn't, it wasn't the right move to take like the time I might have for a family vacation and go away for a week, to practice for, a Jersey Federation event, and fish that, whatever. So some people have that kind of free time. Some don't. I never felt like I did.
We just don't. I don't know how people have the time. I just don't.
I don't either, dude.
Yeah. So we jumped a big portion. You met a girl, got married.
Whoa.
Like, let's hear it.
Well, hold on. I met a bunch before that one. Well, I'm going to skip all that. She'll never listen to this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obsessed with fishing like it's a crazy ex-girlfriend for sure. Like there's those crazy exes. It's like I can't deal with you right now, but you'll find me in midnight in the garage tinkering with tackle, so
that's right. Yeah. It was all right, so what happened?
So you're young, you do you meet a girl? How does she meet you? How does that work out? Like
yeah, she's way out of my league. Just ran into her a few times and somehow she asked me out, which was good because I don't think I would have had the balls to ask her out, but yeah, she's a keeper. We got married within like a year of meeting,
mm-hmm.
and started spawning.
Nice.
She laid some eggs. I went and fertilized them, fanned the nest, if you will.
Found some rocks, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's good, man. That's
Rest
awesome.
was history.
Like, are you the quiet one of the group? Like of your group of friends at this point? Like, are you the quiet one or are you the loud? I'm just trying to think of like the dynamic. Like you said.
Well, we're all pretty old now, dude.
At the time. If she's asking you out, were you the quiet one of the group or?
All right, I'll tell you this. When Mike asked me to do Ike Live, I looked at it as a challenge and facing a fear. I had a fear of speaking in public. Still do. I didn't like getting up in front of the class and giving a book report. Hated it. Didn't like when the teacher called on me. Turn red and get embarrassed for no fucking reason. It just would happen, just social anxieties, you know what I mean? And of course, everybody like, oh, look, he's turning red. I'm like, bitch, shut up. Now I'm going to turn redder. You know what I mean? Like, you're not helping right now.
I don't need all your eyes or your opinions.
Yeah. Right now I'm battling this thing. I don't know what it is, but I get embarrassed for no fucking reason. I know the answer. But anyhow. So when he asked me to do like live, I was like, all right, let's do it. So honestly, it was me facing a fear of speaking and I still have it. Like, I have a comfort zone. I can walk into somebody's house I don't know. I do it all the time and talk to them about their kitchen remodel, their bathroom remodel, and I'm fine with it, But don't put me up on stage and have Mercer ask me a random question. Whoop, mine might go blank. It just might go blank.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not good at just making up like random dumb shit either. I watch Mike, Pete Glusick, work with Pete, Bass University. They could just keep spitting and just saying random shit. If I don't fucking really mean it, I can't say it. I can't.
Yeah. That's awesome though. That's genuine,
Genuinely not a good salesman.
Yeah. I'm not much of a salesman either, but like that's like the realest type. It's like the realest group of people. I had a conversation with my buddy Joe. He lives in like Boston or whatever like that. He lives out in Massachusetts, and he's a good friend of mine, and we meet in Columbus, and I met him last year in Columbus too, and he's very much like he doesn't really have much to say, but when he has something to say, it's like from the heart, or he genuinely means it. Now he'll bust your balls for sure, because
Joe
Joe Brown.
Don't know.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. He's a great dude. And he was talking about how he's very socially like anxious. Like he just doesn't really. He's not very outspoken. And I'm like, I'm the same, but I'm opposite. I will just talk about nothing, and it's super annoying, but I'm so nervous that I don't know how to shut myself up, and I'm sitting there in my head going, shut up, just stop talking right now, and you just need to walk away from these people, just mid-sentence, just leave, like all this kind of stuff, like you're just burying yourself deeper because I just get so nervous and I can't stop. I'm like, so to sit with him, I was like, bro, like we had like genuine really good conversations, and we got to hang out again this year. It was like super rad. Like
that's cool.
Yeah, he does the same thing. He just won't say anything until it's like something that needs to be said.
Yeah.
He's also coming out of his shell though. He is part of a podcast with my buddy Bobby Roast Beef. They do Jigs and Bigs, and it's a podcast.
Oh, okay, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's really fun. Like they're real fun dudes. They're great.
Bobby Roast Beef.
Yeah, they have a great show. Like it's an awesome show. Yeah.
Bobby Roast Beef.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bobby.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. So yeah, but he's one of the not the first people I've met, but he's the first person that genuinely said that out loud. Hey man, I'm just so nervous. I don't know what to talk about. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm talking up for the both of us. How's that sound? But yeah, man. So we're gonna jump back just a little bit more.
Oh boy.
You got what before we get to the,
because I do want how we conceived the first kid.
No, I want to talk about the kids like growing up. Like, did you just let them go and run amok? Like, you got two boys now. Are they just beating each other up in the hallway, or how does that work? Because I don't have two boys, so I don't have the experience.
They're actually not that close, sadly.
Really?
Yeah.
They're just on their own directions.
Yeah, they're very, 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 very different. The oldest, Luke, is dark-haired and dark-eyed and dark-complexioned like me. Although right now I look pale because it's February and it's March in New Jersey, and I'm under this weird light. But I'm fairly dark. But he's got my coloration. And Logan is blonde-haired and blue-eyed and allergic to the sun. It's like he very much takes off after my wife's coloration. So they're complete opposites that way. Personality-wise, they're very different. They're about 2.5 years apart. So not super close, which is unfortunate. Luke very much kept to himself. He's super smart. He's like works in nanotechnology. He's an engineer on like the molecular level.
Dude.
Yeah, he's did an internship at a government research facility and working with surface etching diamonds on the molecular level, like the fraction of a diameter of a hair, kind of bullshit.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So he lives close. He got a job not too far from us and moved out so he could be closer to the job because he's about an hour away. But he does that. But he's a math guy. His math is off the charts. He was valedictorian out of high school. In a high school that you had to apply to get into, like the whole county has this tech school, tech and academies.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Dude.
So he's really really smart, and Logan is too. But Logan's a music guy, so
I've seen some of that on your social media. He's
yeah
talented, dude. He's really talented.
He's and they both didn't get full rides, but like really 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 close to a full ride through college, like really close. Logan's a bassoon major, plays the bassoon, but he plays so many different instruments. Plays trombone and tuba and all kinds of shit. He's got his own band.
Mm-hmm.
They have band practice at the house here in the basement. The basement is fucking insane. Makes me feel like a bad parent.
no, dude.
Dude, you should say it.
No, dude.
Yeah. They have band practice down there. What do you think goes on? But it's awesome
dude.
looking down there.
Yeah. You got two solid boys right there, dude. Like you have to like take some pride in that. Like you have to
hell yeah,
pat
dude.
yourself on the back for that shit because
it's awesome, dude.
Solid kids are hard to come by these days, dude.
Yeah, that's what I said, dude. We got two good. They seem like they're checking out. Let's call it right here. Let's not push. We're gonna envelope because the next one's gonna be fucking retard. You know.
You got one on the little playtime piano, and the other one's messing with a Rubik's cube. You're like, all right, we're good.
We're good
now.
We're good. Look at them go. I think we got something here.
That's cool. That's good, man. Proud dad shit. That's tight, dude. So
thank you.
So you're jumping into your fear of podcasting, even like how did that all? They're like, hey, Brian, you're going to be the producer, like, and with zero production experience, you're like, I know how electrical, but I mean, input, output, and all these auxiliary cords are a little tricky here. Like, how's that?
So the technical aspect of it, of producing it, had nothing to do with that. Mark Jeffries set up the studio, told me what buttons to push, sorta. Kind of told me how to fix stuff when it goes wrong, but not really. But whatever. But that's really engineer, right? Mm-hmm. Right? When we're talking about like a radio station or something, like, isn't that the engineer? The producer is the guy that communicates with the sponsors, communicates with the guests, lines up the show topics, puts everything in motion, sets everything up, produces the show. Yeah. That I did.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That I did to a large degree, all of. And I think I did a fairly decent job at that, considering I'd never done anything like that before. Everybody kind of contributed to what we're going to do. We're going to talk about who we're going to have on, this and that, but a lot of it come from me. And the show I do now with Ken Duke, Bass After Dark, both him and I, produce and put that together, Yeah. And a lot of that's him. I'd say more of it's him, for sure.
Yeah.
But Ken's, anyhow, we'll get into that.
Yeah. But so you went, you just did the Ike Live show. You communicated to guests, you communicated sponsors. Were you running all the deals, or were you just kind of like, hey, we have this show, you might be interested. If you want to contact this person.
I did some of that. Yeah, I did a lot of that, actually, especially early on. Twitter was a player.
Oh, yeah.
early on, especially before Instagram,
Mhm.
Twitter was a real player, dude. Like you could communicate. Like I got Mystery Tackle Box through Twitter. You know, like I
Mhm.
reach out and I'm talking to the president of Mystery Tackle Box. I'm talking to Willie Young, who just sacked somebody, Chicago Bears, right? Yeah, Willie was a Bear. You
Mhm.
know, we had Willie Young on. We had a number of football players on. I could communicate with them and get through to them through Twitter. You can't
Oh,
get
that's
through to them any other way. And I don't think you can now,
Mhm.
you know. But
Yeah.
yeah. So Twitter used to be a player. But I definitely played a big part in a lot of our sponsors would like live, especially early on.
That's awesome, dude. Like, I can't imagine. Like, I do this, and it's just me. Like, my buddies offered me this, and I'm just kind of running it.
Dude, you started a podcast. Listen, a
Yeah.
year ago, a year plus, almost a year and a half ago, me and Ken started like Bass After Dark, and Mike said you're starting a podcast at the absolute worst time. No, now is the worst time.
Yep.
Now is so much worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
The industry don't want to hear shit.
Yeah.
Like
Well.
as far as picking up sponsors, ugh.
Oh, I'm not even trying. I'm not even, like, nope. That's not the goal. That wasn't the whole point of this podcast ever. Like, I
Was
just
it
wanted
just getting away from the wife? What was it?
No, I listen to a lot of podcasts and I hear a lot of people and their actual humanity in it, but they glaze over it and they move on to their fishing accomplishments and they don't actually talk about who the person is. And I'm more interested in who the person is than how they catch fish, to be honest.
Well,
That's
good
just
because
what
I
it
don't
is.
catch fish. So
We're not you catch fish. I've seen you set the hook like a madman, dude.
see that? Wait. See it? Right?
Oh jeez. You
Yeah.
got a submarine in your garage?
That's an 8 pound bass. That's my personal best that I caught 40 years ago. 40 years ago. I've been stuck on that, David, for 40 years, dude. And
Dude.
I got to break it soon. I got to break it soon, dude. The time is running out.
Well,
The clock is ticking.
the time is now. Like, this is this is supposed to be a super year according to the storms. So we'll see.
Really?
Yeah. If you notice, all the bags are already bigger than normal as it is. So
I did notice this.
yeah, if you notice all that, and you can go across the country, you can just go to Tourney X, or you can go on any little tournament circuit you want to, and you start looking at numbers of inches or numbers of pounds, and they're all significantly different than they were the past 3 years. So Clear Lake firing, a bunch of stuff's going off right now. So I'm just letting you know, like, from coast to coast, it's going to be different this year.
Coast to coast.
Yeah,
I got to make it happen.
Yeah, just get out there. This is your year. This is your year to take a vacation, dude.
Yeah, I need to go to Florida and Texas.
Yep, most definitely.
Yeah.
But no, so I don't know where we jumped off on. I was just curious, like, so you got all the guests, like you said, football players, anglers, everybody involved. You just reached out through Twitter and you just communicated with them, and now you have relationships with them, or like, how does that work? Are you just you're one and done?
I mean, I'm not dating them, but you know, I get them on the show.
Yeah.
I don't know, Dave. What are you talking about? Relationships.
Okay. I've talked to other people who do like media and fishing. And
I
stuff
didn't
like
bang anybody through Twitter. That's what you're asking.
No,
I did reach out to Shelly Sanders. I was never able to pull it together. So
Shelly Sanders.
You don't know Shelly Sanders?
No.
God damn it, David.
No.
You veal. When did you start fishing? 5 years ago?
I started bass fishing 5 years ago. Yeah.
You're just a veal, dude.
Yeah.
You're just a little innocent little baby cattle calf.
Chained to the floor so my meat stays tender. Yeah. I know how it goes.
Oh man.
Shit. No.
Gotta look up some Shelly Sanders, bro.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna. No, it's just curious to me. Like, a lot of people in media have built relationships with people that they never thought they'd be able to build a relationship with over the years, just through being in media. You know, like, my curiosity. You actually said it.
Who?
I was listening to Bass After Dark, I think it was, and you said something about like, hey man, like if you're out here to get like acknowledgement or to know people or this, that, and the other, you're in it for the wrong fucking reason, you know?
I
And
said
I was
that.
like, something along those lines where I was like, all right, that's actually super rad to say, because a lot of people feel like they get these relationships with people and they're not real, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious if you've ever gained a relationship that you never thought you would have that's an actual like friend now.
Oh
Through
yeah, dude. I got tons of friends
yeah.
through this. Like I've gotten to know so many people, and you know, for people that don't know, because we really didn't tell anybody who I am or where I came from, we just assumed David, and you might want to check that in the future. I want to say who I am because trust me, not everybody knows. Believe me, not everybody knows. Most people don't. Um, yeah, grow up Mike. Mike asked me to do Ike Live after having a 20-year career in fishing. And at that point, he drugged me into his world. I've always been into fishing. Fishing's always been like like I said, as a little kid, drawn to it. Drawn to it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I can't say it any other way, but it was just something that was born in me. Um, and and Mike did his thing. I still went fishing. I tried to pay attention to his career as much as possible. But it was at the point of him bringing me into Ike Live where he brought me into his world. That's when I really. That's when anybody knew my name. Like nobody knew who I was, and why would they? Um, but through doing the show, we ran Ike Live for 10 years. And from Ike Live, we started doing Bass University Live um, a couple years after that. And that ran for a number of years. I stepped away from Bass U probably 4 years ago, maybe. Just we were doing it every week. And I was just way too busy with work,
Mhm.
you know, and it was getting harder and harder and harder to make it, you know, to the studio. I think it were Tuesday nights by 7 o'clock to do the show, and it was a struggle. And I was burning out, and I stepped away. I had to, um, and then about a year or so after that, we kind of closed the doors on Ike Live, and Mike just started running it solo, which is fine. It needed to be. Um, Honestly, I thought I was done. Like, you know, in one sense, sad because I'd made so many friends, and I would lose touch with. I would catch up every year. ICAST and the Classic is just a big reunion. You get to see everybody again, go out, have a blast, get bombed, and uh, and see them again. Next year. So I was a little bit bummed out, but the bigger feeling was probably a sense of relief in the sense like, all right, I could just go back to being me. I don't even need social media anymore. Like I can really tune out and just I could probably even fish a lot more now. You know, um, and and the sadness and the missing out on people's is may come, but right now I'm thinking, all right, focus on work and I'll get to fish more. And then Ken Duke hits me up about doing Bass After Dark. I was like, ah, damn it. You know, Number one, the show concept is outstanding, I think.
Yeah. It's
Um, yeah, I mean, no, nope. Everybody's got podcasts. No offense to everybody, and like you're trying to do something different, because the majority of them are just like talk to the angler about how their tournament day went, or whatever. With Bass After Dark, we pick one topic, one question, We try to focus on one thing and find the perfect 3 guests for it. It's a freaking lot of work.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a lot. And to book the exact right 3 guests every week for that show is really difficult. Um, but I have a massive amount of respect for Ken Duke. He's been around fishing forever. He has stats on fishing that nobody has. He used to be the editor of Bassmaster magazine. He's been everywhere. Knows so much about fishing, and he comes so prepared to do the show. I just couldn't say no. I was like, I'm gonna have to. I can't not.
Yeah.
This is like a ridiculous opportunity. You're like, how could I say no to this? This is a show that has an actual format, and I get to work with Ken. So all right, hell, let's go. So we've been doing that since November, I think. I think it was November of 24 we started. 23.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 23. So we're like 60 something shows in. But yeah, I don't know where we started with that, but I think I just gave a background.
No, it's actually really rad because I mean the concept alone, like were you part of the concept or did he come up with the concept? Because the design and structure of the show is insane. Like
It's
it's
Ken.
no one's ever done this before. Like
It was Ken. I mean, like minor tweaks and so forth after the fact,
Mhm.
but he came to me. He's like, I want to do this show. He had the name,
Mhm.
which I thought there could be a better name. I couldn't find a better name. So we settled with that, but I think it was the right name. He had a
Yep.
name, he had a vibe for it. He had the format, he even had the night and the time. He's like, Thursday nights, 9 o'clock, Bass After Dark, one topic, 3 guests. I'm like,
All right.
I mean,
What am I doing
yeah,
here, man?
yeah, like
Yeah.
done, and
How much of an honor was that though? Like to be like he called you to do it.
yeah, it's embarrassing because there's so many other better people he should have picked. I mean,
You could take a
honestly,
compliment, dude. You can say, dude, I felt really honored.
I felt really honored. I'm also going to be honest and say he fucked up. Him and my wife, they both could have done way better. I'm sorry, but just keeping it real.
Dude,
Honey, are you blind? What the fuck?
I can relate. Look at me.
Yes.
My wife's a smoke show, and I'm just
Yeah,
stuck,
like,
you know?
what the fuck were you thinking? You could have had a third baseman for the Phillies, or something.
Yep.
The
I get
hell?
it. Dude, I love the deflection. Like, no offense. We're gonna dive into this a little bit. I love the deflection. Like, I can relate to it so
I
well.
was just being honest, dude.
No,
That's
honestly,
the way I feel.
yeah. Okay.
I feel
Honestly,
like they're retarded and could have done better.
yeah.
You idiots.
I love
You
it.
could have and should have done so much better.
Yeah, but dude, they got you, and you're the perfect guy for the job.
I don't know about that. I don't even have a show concept for this week. Got any ideas?
Oof. Don't get me started on ideas, bro, because we'll go down a rabbit hole of like the mindset of what do you do when you feel insecure on the water. Like
This pen would work.
because honestly, I want to ask pro anglers that. Like, what do you do when your insecurities are at an all-time high? What's your next move? Yeah, like when you're out there and you're fishing, you got nothing.
I don't like that word.
Don't use insecurities. I'm just saying.
That sounds a little too in touch with something. Let's say you're questioning you're second guessing your decisions.
Yeah. What do you do when you're second guessing yourself? Perfect.
Yeah. How do you? All right. Phrase it better.
What's the major change you make when you're second guessing yourself? Because then you can get 3 people that change 3 different things. because I don't know. Personally, for me, I feel like every angler has that point at some point on the water where you're lost. You're in a big body of water and you are lost. Everybody, you know, turns on the screen and they go look for stuff. That's fine. I
Do you have live scope?
No. And I don't knock it.
That's why.
I don't knock it, but I don't.
I kind of have it. I'm just kind of learning it.
Yeah.
I haven't been out much the last couple of years because of my shoulders, but
yeah. Speaking of which, you have a mini boat. Like you have a John boat that's all souped up. Is that what
we're
it
sitting
is?
in it.
Yeah. Is that like your desk or is that your?
That's where we're at.
All right. Yeah. Dude. I've seen, I think, pictures of it. I can't remember where I saw pictures of it, but dude, that thing
It's right now covered in alcohol.
That's
and
good.
Alcohol stains. Hold on, wait. See the chicken?
There you go.
There's a couple chickens up there.
Dude, that thing is sweet, dude.
Oh, some chickens. This is the Ike Live boat build.
Did you build it all yourself, or how did that work out?
I'm sorry, I wasn't talking into the microphone, Dave. This is a 16-foot tracker, PF16. Yeah, we did this boat build. I don't know, about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. Shoot, it was before COVID for sure. Oh yeah, it was 18, 19. God, time flies.
Hey bro, I seen like the aluminum framing, and then I seen you like working, like doing different stuff on it, and I was like, dude, that thing is sick. Like, or I don't know if it was aluminum framing, but I seen it like gutted out.
Yeah. No, we did that.
Yeah.
Real quick before we'll get back to the boat build.
Yeah.
Serious question.
All right.
And this is for you and anybody that may listen to this. Hit me up.
My 5 friends.
Yes. Hit me up in the DMs or something. Does anybody else feel like the clock has gotten faster?
Oh my God.
No, seriously.
Seriously.
No,
Yeah,
seriously. Like, like they sped time up.
Yeah.
I think they did.
Dude.
They're fucking around with that Hadron Collider, opening up rifts in time space.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure they sped things up.
God particles sucking an hour out of the day. Yep.
Yeah. Who's the guy in the wheelchair, the really smart guy?
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking said if they ever discover the God particle, what do you say? If they ever discover the God particle, the world will end as we know it. They discovered the God particle.
Yeah. But I mean, okay, so let's jump
back to the boat build.
But yeah, sure, or we could talk about.
But enough about that. Let's talk about my 16-foot aluminum boat.
No, we could talk about the opening of a portal where the Nephilim and stuff are able to walk freely among us before. Like we could get into this, like I'm cracking my knuckles because I'm like I'm down, but I also don't want to keep you all night. But I am down. Like you say the word, and we can start talking. I'm always interested in this stuff. And my wife thinks I'm crazy. Because she's very political, and we talk about stuff, and I always turn it and like, look, here's the deal. This is not a political battle. This is a spiritual battle, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And here's what my belief system runs, and this is where this runs, and this is what science has done. And and then she just tunes out and lets me yammer on for like 20 minutes.
She tunes out.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's where I'm at, bud. This is a spiritual battle.
Yeah,
there's just too many signs of it.
There's been so many signs for so long. Yeah.
If half of the things that have taken place in this world, if they were brought up 20 years ago, I feel like that's ridiculous. That's retarded. If somebody said we were going to sit here and have conversations about whether or not a man can have a fucking baby, you would say, yeah, right. That's gay. No, that's gay and retarded. And they're not. That conversation will never actually happen Oh, let alone at the highest level in this country. Like,
To the point where they program it into your phone as a picture, like an emoji. Yeah.
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 The
Yeah. But
standard
there's
language.
right. But there's no gun. There's a water pistol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Gun,
exactly.
Guns exist. They're real.
Yeah.
Pregnant men are not.
But they also have
Okay.
mermen. So
Okay, so that's the world we're living in.
yeah.
This is the reality.
Mm-hmm.
That's how fucking twisted it is.
That's the road we have landed, or we have been going down for a very long time. We've allowed to happen by allowing people to not roll up their sleeves, go knuckle to chin in the hallway at school, and figure the hell out and shake your hands and walk away. By
We didn't
changing,
beat up the weaklings, is what you're saying.
well, not necessarily beat up the weaklings, but by not naturally allowing people to challenge each other on a regular basis, and like, no, stop, don't do that, don't challenge each other as we've been doing for hundreds of thousands of years.
Right.
Let's stop and let's use our words, or let's just not say the
No.
thing. Let's not.
Everything's
say
a balance.
Yep.
Everything's
Or
a balance.
what you said
And
offended me. Fight me.
sometimes you gotta.
Yep.
You can't have that no tolerance. When they did away with that, like zero tolerance for fighting. No, you were wrong. You were wrong. You were. Like, I don't say, encourage it, but you were fucking wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Some good comes from it.
Bullies are healthy.
Too much of it, not good. Too much bullying, not good. Zero bullying, not good.
Not good.
No. In nature, mom chews the head off of the weakling. I've seen it. We had hamsters. Hamster had a batch of kids. She chewed their freaking heads off. Something was wrong with them.
No.
She didn't allow them to vote. She chewed their freaking heads off. I was devastated as a kid. But I learned a lesson.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry for laughing, but that was
It fucking
best
happened.
example.
Yeah. The fucking hamster chewed their babies' heads off, man.
Yeah.
Sorry for saying that again. But that happened. And I don't think, more of it probably should happen.
I'm not going to
Mothers
disagree.
need to chew their babies' heads off when they turn out to be assholes.
Oh, well, I got lucky then. How's that sound? I made it out all right.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh, dude, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time, but I do have some questions. Kind of just questions that I kind of run at the end, just because the idea of this whole show is that I get to know you more, and if anybody ever wants to listen, they get to know you a little bit more.
Cool.
So the question is, and this is.
Oh, so the boat build?
Oh yeah, you want to jump into the boat build real quick? Yes, I do.
Real quick. I knew we got something dangling. Something dangling.
Yeah.
So this is I think it's a 98 tracker PF16, Panfisher 16-foot tracker. The whole thing's on YouTube, on Mike Iaconelli's or Ike Live YouTube. Definitely on Ike Live's YouTube channel, which isn't very popular. And it's the Ike Live boat build. I think there's 7 episodes of it. We go through gutting the boat, gutting the boat, and welding some holes in it. So I had some holes in the hull. Reframe the whole thing. It's all aluminum. So reframing and decking, the electrical system that's in the boat, the plumbing, live wells, bilge pumps, etc. The decking, the whole thing, the whole boat build. We went step by step. So I think there's 6 or 7 episodes of it. I think it came out pretty darn good. It was my first boat build. A buddy of mine, Dave Haas, helped me with it. He had been doing a handful of them. I think it came out pretty awesome. It's a rad boat.
Dude, it looks sick.
Right now I can't turn anything on because I'm in the middle of switching batteries. I just got lithiums for it. because this boat is a freaking ton.
Dude.
We build it for comfort, not for speed. So,
Dude, so what batteries you go with? Do you have a specific that you prefer, or you just any?
well, I have a 36 volt um, Fortrex in the front of the boat.
Mhm.
So it takes 3 batteries to run that. 3 Group 31s, lead acid, and I have a house battery that runs the electronics, the radio with 4 8-inch speakers in it. And I did have a sub and an amp in here at different times, but I don't always.
Everybody's got their live scope going. You just flip the sub on, and just everybody's screen just.
You see a rattle trap bouncing on the front deck of the boat. It's fun.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the middle of the boat, there's 4 Group 30. Used to be 4 Group 31s, and in the back of the boat, I have a 5-horse Torpedo electric and a 24-volt lithium battery that runs just that. So that lithium in the back doesn't weigh much. It was the 4 Group 31s in the middle of the boat that really weighed it down. So I have a 36-volt lithium for the trolling motor, 1 battery, and 1 for the party and the electronics. And this shed probably about 200 pounds out of the boat.
Fuck yeah, you did, dude. Now it's gonna be all off kilters, just sitting all floating all weird. All right,
So-
fattest guy in the front.
So as far as like speed on the boat, what I've learned, right? Like you see a bass boat. In my initial boat build design, I had all the batteries in the back of the boat, right? Like a bass boat.
Yeah.
And Jeff Little, who used to work for Taquito, he came out here to show me about the battery, and we
I
were
love Jeff.
in the middle of the boat build. You know Jeff?
Yeah, he's such a good dude. Yeah.
He's the best. So
Yeah.
he came out and he saw what I was doing with it, and he's like, well, and he's basically told me, and I just met the guy, but thank God I listened to him, and I didn't. Not that he was forceful about it, but I was just hanging on the words he was saying. And he's saying like, I think with all that weight in the back, you're gonna be able to put a styrofoam cup behind your boat, and it'll follow you all around the lake, right? And he's like, you want your boat to be flat in the water. And I remember thinking, there's these brothers that good friends of mine, the Cowans, 3 brothers. They're a trip, and they can catch them too. But on the Thursday nighters, and they're big boys too. They like to eat and drink. The 2 of them would stand on the front of the boat. This boat's like this, digging. This is electric only lake.
Yeah.
With their 36-volt in the front, and they blow everybody away. The boat's like just doing an endo. You know what I mean? Yeah. Ass up in the air. I was like, huh. Like, yeah, and they're always faster than everybody. And when I got, the boat built together, and that Torpedo has a built-in GPS, right? So it can tell your speed.
Yeah. So
I can tell my speed when I'm standing in the back. Say I'm in the boat by myself, and I got the Torpedo running. I'm standing in the back of the boat. I go midship, and then I go all the way to the front of the boat and hang my toes and hang 10. It's fastest when the front's plowing and the back is just releasing water.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's any vortex in the back, that drag takes more away than if the front's plowing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I do know what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying, bro.
Me and Jeff were talking.
So like he's talked about like get that boat level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or get that ass up.
Yep. Me and him were actually we were discussing that because I got this kayak anyways, and it was a argument between Torpedo and Newport, whatever. I ended up getting the Newport system because it's cheaper and I don't have to have specific batteries. And when I started balancing out the kayak from stern to bow, like I ended up putting more of the hell yeah. I ended up putting the batteries up front with the rest of it. I have one small battery in the back, but it's for electronics stuff like that. I put most of it up front, except for the new one that I got. And it actually planes out my boat a little bit better, and I actually get more out of my motor because there's less resistance sitting on the motor itself. It's not bearing it underwater, like it's actually being able to plane the way it needs to, and the boat is planing the way it needs to. So
It's
I
beautiful.
get it. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Back to you.
I guess it's more about you, but so real quick question. This is a newer one. I haven't got a chance to really add it or word it correctly because I'm really shitty at asking questions if you haven't figured that out by now. Do you believe that spirituality and religion are two completely different things, or do you think they're one and the same?
I have no idea. I guess they are different. Spirituality and religion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess they're different.
Yeah. It's just, like I said, it's a shitty question. It's something that I've been forming in my brain for a while just because I feel
What do
like
you think?
well, I feel like there's a difference, but like there's organized religion and there's spirituality, and like I feel like people are seeking spirituality or seeking a change, and I feel like people are seeking religion or running from something. It's a big difference. Or not actually running from something; they're looking for something to belong to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a personal opinion. It's questions in my mind that I need other people's perspectives on, so I end up putting them.
I will say that I think you know, being from the 80s, I watched how organized religion, especially Christianity, what happened to it, and I see the results today every day, every day. Um, you know, my generation, your generation, we really stopped taking our kids to church. Most people I know, my age, your age, they don't take their kids to church. They don't go to church. Um, I see the comments. I read a lot of stuff. I like to gauge the temperature of what people are thinking. I end up getting sucked into the comments on, especially Instagram. I don't I don't fuck with Facebook anymore. I can't. The level of stupid on Facebook is just unbearable. It's just like this. I just can't. And it tends to be more localized Facebook, but Instagram I feel like it's more
algorithm
but
based. Period.
yeah, but I saw what happened like with what the televangelist scandals, Tammy Faye Baker and Jim Baker and who else? Can't think of the other name. There's a few televangelists that had these really big scandals. The Catholic priest scandals were huge. Like we lost our faith in God because of man. I did. I spent I grew up in church, dude. I grew up in a Pentecostal church. Like, do you know what a Pentecostal church is?
It's they do the speaking in tongues. Is that what they do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's like it's like metal. You know what I mean? It's like heavy metal church. It was pretty intense. Like almost every week, I witnessed something that I wish I could go back and witness again. Honestly, like some older woman would just stand up, or some older man would just stand up, and they're filled with the Holy Spirit, just blah, 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 just babbling something in another language that she don't know. And and the whole church would go quiet, and she would do this, or he would do this right in the middle of the sermon, and the pastor would calmly just let it happen. He'd stop talking, and this thing would happen, and then and he would say, does anybody feel led to translate? And not every time, maybe half the time somebody would stand up and translate in English what they feel that what she was saying meant. And it just was coming out of these people. They weren't faking it.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't making it up.
Mm-hmm.
If they were, it was something on the subconscious level, but they weren't shysters. There was no plan to be fake there. Shit, it was happening. And that happened. And like I said, I wish I could go back and witness it again, or I wish I could find a place to witness that energy again. So that's what I grew up in. And then all the things that happened with the Catholic priest scandals, nothing is more heinous than the Catholic Church covering up what those priests were doing. Nothing is more disgusting and more repulsive than that. Nothing, you know what I mean? And but it's man, you know. Anyhow, I spent the last 20, 30 years or so not sure, you know, if there's a God, if God is real, if there even is one, what I believe, no idea. And just not too long ago, say like 3 years ago, Jay Kumar from Bass Blaster,
Mm-hmm.
Kumar sent me a YouTube video that I watched. And it just, I haven't even seen the whole thing yet. It's a 5-hour something long video. It got 3.5, 3:45 in. And it's all the first I've ever gotten. I've gone back and watched parts and parts. But it laid out a case for, like, to me, an undeniable case, proof, like just step by step by step, proving without a shadow of a doubt that the most powerful people in the world, the most influential people in the world, in Hollywood, in government, in the people with all the money, with all the gold, that they believe in the devil.
The cabal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if the devil is real, then God has to be real, because you can't have one without the other. And that's how I found my way back. Still finding my way back.
Yeah.
But that's how I found my answer. You know, there's no freaking doubt about it that the most influential and powerful people on this planet believe in and worship and sacrifice to. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's the proof is
Undeniable.
Denial. Yeah.
Undeniable.
And
Yep.
if there's no way that anybody can sit and watch that, because they won't watch it. They'll make it 10 minutes in and start criticizing. They'll start, oh, this guy, that, yeah, no shit, he looks this way. No shit, he looks that way. No, watch the whole freaking thing and watch them play it out, person by person by person, and tell me that they don't subscribe to that.
Oh, it's phenomenally disgusting. Like I know exactly what you're talking about. And
yeah. Yep.
So where do you find yourself now then? Like what you said, you're kind of making your way back. Like where do you find yourself now? Like is it like more of a agnostic place of there's a God, I just don't know which one or what's going on? Or
no, I know what's up.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I know. I just, sleep in on Sundays. I should probably go to church more.
My wife started dragging me, and now I'm like, all right, let's just go.
You should go.
No, I do now. My wife's been dragging me for the last year from church to church to church, and we finally found one that I can actually I can get down with. And it's like a weird scenario. Like I grew up in Long Beach, California, bro. Like it is as Southern California as Southern California gets, half of it's Surfside, half of it's definitely not Surfside. And we go to this random church hundreds of miles away, like years and years and years later. And I ran into one of the kids that I was in high school with, happens to be like on the pastoral staff there. Just random,
Really?
like a random, like we knew each other. We weren't buddies, but we knew who each other. All the white kids know each other at school. All right. We just do. And,
damn. Yeah.
and so we knew who each other were. We didn't really hang out with each other. We knew each other. And when I showed up and I was like, look, man, I just need this is the spot or keep it moving message. Like I would appreciate that. And then I ran into him. I was like, all right, I'll stick around for a while. And the longer I was stuck around, like it's definitely on par with what I'm searching for. I'm still in the middle. I'm still in the middle of searching. I got a lot of life that I got a lot of reason, not necessarily to not believe, but to not appreciate the path that was set down. And so I'm kind of working through all that, if that makes sense. Because I grew up in the church and I was like, bro, like from what I've seen and what's gone on and what my life has learned out, I understand. Yes, there's a God. I'm alive. Like I should not be. I absolutely should not be alive. We can talk about that another time or off camera. I don't care. But the fact is, like, for that to happen in that way, it's not. There's not coincidence like that. Dude.
Nah,
there just isn't. So
it's synchronicity. It meant to happen.
And my kid's talking. My oldest, he's talking about like, I want to get baptized. Like he's getting into it, and I'm like, okay, man. Like if that's what you want to do, like
that's phenomenal.
That's yeah. So I'm just saying. I was just curious where you were at.
It's so good. It's so, Dave. Like I see so much. Like like I said in the comments, it's ridiculous how many people you see, and I'm like, oh, that's an odd comment. Let me click on their profile. Oh, she identifies as a witch. Okay, so many chicks call themselves a witch. Oh, isn't that fun? You're a witch. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What the fuck is even going on anymore, man? Sorry about my language.
No,
talk about religion, but seriously, like it's just crazy, man.
Yeah,
and like I don't know.
How do you think that culture was allowed to be accepted? Because that wasn't accepted when I was a kid.
No, But you know what one isn't? Cool. That does not get persecuted.
No.
Nobody that says they're a witch gets persecuted. But try saying you're a Christian.
Boom.
Attack. Yep. You get attacked.
Or immediately judged.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you get so and if you think about it, like it was a brilliant plan. The devil played the long game. Just get in there, infiltrate, sow those seeds of doubt. You get some people that fall. You get inside the Catholic Church. You get inside the Vatican. Get some bad players in there. Do some things. Everybody lost their faith. Yeah. Nobody goes to church anymore. But it's coming back. Like my generation, this shit went down. I'm seeing it come back around. Talking to you tonight, I see other people like they're realizing just what's going on and how dark it is. Yeah. You see what's like what they're doing in Hollywood. Like if you take the deep dives, like I know you have, there ain't nothing to defend about what they're doing. Like bad stuff.
Yeah, it's funny that this is, and it'll never be exposed the way it's played out. It'll be,
yeah.
It won't be Catholic churched, but it'll be dolled up under some other dress. Still a dick under a dress, but there's still a dick. It's just they put a dress on it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna make it look somewhere or some way. I just know, and like that's not the point. The point, my point is not to say, my point is never to tell everybody else what's going on in the world. My point is to just try and live accordingly to what I believe. It's just what it is. Now, I will talk some shit. I will say fuck. I will say cunt. I will say all sorts of shit. But at the end of the day, because I'm a terrible... Well, I say it every now and then. Well, yeah, that's right. I'm an American. I forgot I can't say it. Point being is... I'm not the best example of what I believe. I'm really not, but I won't ever shy away from it. I'm not afraid of it. If someone wants to talk about it, like I'm here for it. That's why it was just a question. I just kind of posed it in a way like spirituality versus religion, just because a lot of people, like I actually had a discussion with somebody about how they're really turned off by religion, but they feel very strongly that there's a power greater than themselves out there, and they're choosing to be agnostic. And I totally respect it. Like, by all means, like be picky, because there's a lot of fucked up shit out there right now. So, like you said, everybody's a witch. Every girl's a witch.
Yeah,
And it's glorified.
It's wild, man. It's it's more accepted than being a Christian, which is
disgusting. It should all be even. If we're gonna do it, let's make it even. If not, then let's figure it out.
I don't think it should be even.
No,
no. I don't think. But whatever. I mean,
I don't necessarily.
I mean, that's
either,
a nice place to start at, but no.
Yeah.
No.
I don't necessarily think it should either, but we're in the era of guys are girls and girls are guys, and everybody's supposed to be treated equally. So let's keep it equal until we can figure out.
We don't have to figure it out. We already know the answer. Yeah,
we do.
That's their problem.
Yeah.
I'm too, I'm too old. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start using my old guy, pass on that shit. You ever see old dudes like they could just say shit just because they're old and they're about to die and they don't even care? You know what I mean? Like we had this old guy that worked for us, the old geezer, and he would say the rudest shit. Like Mark, you can't say that. Like telling the waitress, like, call 911, someone stole your tits. Like, Mark, that's not funny. She's a nice gal. What are you? And she's going to get her food. You idiot.
Wait till she drops the
Damn
food
it,
off.
Mark.
That's awesome. I love it.
You can't say that. The old geezer was the best, dude.
All right, please use that card. I'm gonna actually message you
start using it, dude.
Give me an old man saying I need one for the day.
An old man saying?
No, I'm just saying I'm gonna start messaging you. I'm gonna message you a scenario, and then you're gonna give me the geezer card. All right, so let's jump into these. Spend a day with anyone. Who is it? And I'm not saying spend a day going fishing or bike riding. You could pick the scenario, but who would it be? If you could pick a day to have with anybody.
Stop it. You're exposing me right now.
Okay.
Every name popping in my head right now gonna get me in trouble.
All right.
It's just yes, I'm a loser.
No, it's all good, dude. All right. Biggest fear.
Sharks. I grew up with Jaws. Mm-hmm. Okay. So sharks has always been there. Just because of Jaws, most influential movie of my time. And I think that like of all the ways to die, getting eaten by a shark is pretty bad. Right? Like worse than getting eaten by something on land. Because at least if I'm on land, I'm breathing air. I got my feet under me. Like if I'm fighting a bear, it's gonna suck, dude. And I'm gonna lose. But at least I'm on land. I'm not like breathing in water. And like severely like compromised because I'm not on land. I don't have traction. So sharks is one. Speaking in front of people, and heights has gotten up there as I've gotten older. I mean, I've been on all kinds of roofs, but I've noticed as I've gotten older, I don't like it anymore. But I still get up there.
Yeah. I mean,
or I'll make somebody else do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say after a while you should just have somebody else be doing it. All right. You ever been broke because of fishing? Like, be like, oh, I want to, I'm hungry, but I'm gonna grab this bag of Yamamoto's, and then realize you can't order a taco.
Nah.
All right.
Nah. I mean, I've been broke a lot, but not because fishing.
All right. Do you ever get those spinnerbaits, by the way? The ones I sent you?
Dude, I didn't. And when I went back, he was out on the road, and they were no longer available.
Yeah, they're gone. I got a handful, dude. Just let me know. I'll send
No,
you.
he'll be back, right?
He will, but he's pretty back ordered right now for a pretty significant future.
What?
They're something.
Let me just say this.
All right,
you're killing me.
all right.
So I decided, I've been around a while. Okay, I've been around a while.
Yeah.
I decided to like dive into my spinnerbaits. I don't know, 5 months ago, and like dug into all my boxes and collected all my spinnerbaits from over here, over there.
Yeah.
I got like 165 spinnerbaits or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even throw them that much. Not saying I'm not going to buy those spinnerbaits as soon as I can find them available, because I am. Absolutely.
Well, dude,
But
I'll send you some. I got some here, and then I got stickers to send you because you're never gonna get the ones I gave away anyway. So I'll send you
get
some.
the ones you gave away.
Yeah, I gave them to your buddy.
Oh no, I ain't gonna see that. Who? Ike?
Yeah.
Oh, I
gave
ain't gonna see that.
I handed him some at Columbus, and I was like, "Can you make sure Brian gets these?" He's all, "The Carpenter." I was like, "Yeah, yeah." And he's like, "These are for him." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay." Did you have a question? I'm like, "No." Like, just I didn't want to be a dick, but I didn't know what to say at that point. I was like, no.
Wait, you stood in line to talk to him?
My homie wanted to talk to him super bad, so I stood in line with my homie, and I was
but
like,
you stood in line, and then you got there, and you didn't ask him anything. You just gave him some shit for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Yeah,
No
but I
problem.
ain't gonna ever see that shit.
Oh yeah. I'll send you some. They're just like 3-inch circle stickers. They're nothing super fancy.
Yeah, I know.
But I figured he was there. I was like, dude, I can give Brian some stickers. That'd be cool.
You see that garage door?
Yeah.
That's
damn. That's all slapped up.
Yeah, it's all slapped up.
Hell yeah.
Slap. Right.
Hell yeah. Well, I'll send you some. I'll throw a spinnerbait or two in there. All right. Biggest struggle. What's your biggest struggle right now?
Damn, dude. I can't fucking answer this shit, dude. I'm too honest.
Be honest, dude.
I can't. I'm too honest. Everything comes to mind. I'm like, oh, you can't say that.
Well, okay. Mine's balance. Finding time for family, fun, and fishing, and sitting out in my garage and talking on my computer.
But balance. Mine's balance. Mine's balance too.
Yeah.
It is. There's just not enough time.
Yeah. That my wife wants more kids, and I'm like, I want my wife, so I'll have more kids. Although my kids have never
keep your sperm count really low.
Just fucking pull it like 5 times a day. Like, no, dude, I'm not gonna be like just killing the masses that way, dude. Like, just talk about eating the heads off your hamsters,
by the time
bro.
it's time for her, you're just shooting blanks. Just like this dust.
She's just like just a bunch of air. Oh, jeez. Oh, sorry.
Next question. Yeah, balance. Mine's balance.
Got it. What's your major life accomplishment? Like, what do you feel like? What can you bang your chest on and be like, I did that, dude?
Heather.
Yep.
And my kids.
Family, dude. Hell yeah.
I did Heather and 8 kids.
I love it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
just throw it on the table, you know. So,
exactly.
Yeah. So, have you ever learned a lesson in life that you implemented on the water, or vice versa?
Yeah.
Besides putting them on the table.
Oh. I don't know. I have a tendency to not give up. But let me just say something. Mike has that he, you know, he's got that saying, "I never give up." Yeah, bullshit. That's bullshit, dude. That whole never give up thing is bullshit. Know when to give up. That's the real shit. Okay? Because I've tried that never give up stuff. It just doesn't work, dude. I just end up waiting shit out too long, getting stuck because tide went out, and now I'm stuck for another 8 hours inside this, like flower potted in a pile of mud, waiting for water to come back, whatever. Just know when to give up. That's what I'm talking about.
Got it. I like
discretion.
That,
discretion is the better part of valor.
Did you come up with that yourself? That was G.
What, discretion thing?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, that was a hell of G right there.
No, that was like Sun Tzu or something came up with that.
All right. So, what's your biggest mental or emotional block? Or what is a mental or emotional block for you?
Estimates.
I'm not gonna. I'm
for real though. Like sometimes
yeah.
it takes me so long just to get to it. Like I spent all weekend, all day Saturday to get through one because I had so much other shit to get lined up first.
Yeah.
All right, now I can get to it.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, I get it, dude.
Yeah.
It's the bane of my existence when someone's like, "Hey, can you stop by and give me an estimate?" I mean, I
Yeah.
can stop by.
Yeah.
I'll stop by and take some numbers. I'll shoot it to you within the week. 2 weeks later, here it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes a lot longer. Sometimes never. Unfortunately. Also a lot of good men out there.
Well, I've said no to a few things because I know better. All right. Where does fishing fit into all this now? Like, where does fishing fit into your life now? I mean, I know you do the podcast, and I know you have a boat in your garage, but are you?
I have a Ranger.
Out and about? Yeah. Are you actively out and about, or you just kind of?
Well, it's March 2nd, 3rd.
I live in California, bro.
March 3rd in in Jersey. Hold on. Although they've been biting because we got water, but right now it's 29 degrees. It's going down to, I don't know, ain't going no lower than 29 tonight.
Perfect. But, go throw a spinnerbait.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Saturday was really warm. Sunday dropped back down.
Yeah. Be out soon.
What was the question again?
Where does fishing fit into all this right now?
I need to fish a lot more, dude. A lot. I haven't been fishing enough. Too busy with work. And I need to make the space. I'm going to the Classic, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And why? If we don't get some sponsors, somebody's going to pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to pay. They have to. They have to, Dave. One way or another. Tell me no. I ain't even gonna say it. But I can't keep sacrificing going fishing for these fucking trips. Classic's cool, but
you can go fishing when you're out there. There's more than just
I
the
know
one
I'm
lake.
supposed to. Yeah, there's a bunch.
Hopefully,
Stephen Barton was supposed to put me on a lake that's got fish up to 17 pounds.
Time to go get that PB. Yep, it's the year. All right, so the Classic is what, 2 or 3 days, right?
3 days.
3 days. Okay, cool. Do you
and they fish for bass?
Yeah, but do you need to be there every day, or can you go somewhere else and go fishing?
I can go fishing. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, to go fishing. Like, I'll see you on day 3. I'll see you on day 3. All right. I agree, though. I need to go fishing more. I got this similar work and family, and trying to make everybody's life a little bit easier. You know.
The more you get yourself entrenched in the fishing industry, the less you'll fish.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I got a buddy who owns a tackle company. We were like pro staff together for Dark Horse Tackle, and then
Oh yeah,
he's now one of the owners. He's a rad dude. Love the guy to death.
I know. He was supposed to send us stuff and never did.
Oh, really? Fuck that. I do the PR for them. I'll get on the horn tonight.
Well, somebody was in the DMs. Give me an address. We'll send you shit. Never did.
Really? All right, I'll get on him. No worries.
Nah, you don't have to.
Yeah. No, I can. It's very simple. I just go, Zach, get off your ass. But he did just reform the whole business, so he might be like, doing business shit. I have no idea. But yeah, I'll get him.
Yeah, this was like a year ago or something.
Yeah, I bet. It'll be. Don't worry about it. But yeah, like watching him get into that, he still fishes because his kids he's an empty nester. He's happy, but
oh really?
Yeah. Kids are all grown, and so he's actually
how old's
fishing.
Zach?
He's about 3 years older than me, so he's like 45, 46.
And he's an empty nester?
Yeah.
The fuck he had a kid when he was middle school?
That works.
Dave, are you good at math?
Yes, I'm good at math. That means he was like in his 20s. Yeah. Like
says, and his kids are moved out. They just gassed up.
Yep.
Ghosted.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. So.
And he's happy with that.
Well, he's going through that right now. Like it's new for him, and like he's really
okay.
Like his boy's gone. Like he grew up there. He's always had his boy. So like
yeah,
it's
funny.
Like the heartstring that pulls.
Yeah. When I was in my 30s, like I was like, damn, these kids ruining my life. You know what I mean? These little bastards. Like, go to bed. You're killing me right now. I'm trying to bang your mom.
Yeah, go to fucking bed.
And then they got older, and I'm like, no, don't leave.
Yeah. Come on, have a conversation.
Man. Stay here.
Yeah. I think you had a beer, right? You should probably not drive. Just stay.
Yeah, stay here, buddy. Sleep over. Got your
Yeah.
room all fixed up.
Yeah. That's the hardest part. Coming out here, it's like dinner time. And so like my daughter's like, Daddy, no. And I'm like, I'll be back. She lives here. She's 2. But it's like it's a hard time for me to like walk away from her because she's just sweeter than shit. All right. So this is kind of like a weird broad brush statement, but I read it and it like resounded with me in like a different way. And I just want to know other people's takes on this. Like, so tell me how you hear this or how this works for you. If we're defined by something we love, then tell me about someone or something that you love.
If we're defined by something we love, then tell me some shit.
Yeah. If we're defined by something that we love, tell me about someone or something that you love that basically defines you. I know it's a broad brush, like weird question.
Man, that's a tough one, Dave. Say it again.
If we're defined by something we love, tell me about someone or something you love that defines you.
That defines me?
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer that.
Like I said, it's kind of a weird one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I give the question the respect it deserves and think about it. I'm not sure how to answer it.
No,
that you define that defines me.
I'll tell you what, you don't have to answer it now, but if you think about it, you can always hit me with it later in the DMs. I don't mind,
That's something I got to think about, man.
Yeah. like I said, some of these questions are broad brush or very, odd because I'm a weirdo and I think
Have you asked anyone else that question?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you got answers?
Yeah, but they're all over the board because everybody hears it a little differently. It's like,
you think they're being honest, or they're just making up words and throwing them out there?
Most of the people that I think everyone that I have, most of the people, everyone that I've had on this podcast are like honest people, like good people. Like I don't
So
ask
they made
random
up
people to come on the show. Yeah, like yeah, random people. They just made it all up. No, I don't ever ask no bullshit people on the show because I'm not really interested.
I
in
need
bullshit.
to see how other people answered this.
All right, well, it's on the
The whole angler.
Yeah, I got them on the podcast.
The whole angler network.
I don't know about a network. It's just my podcast, but yeah, I'll send you the link. You can feel free to indulge anytime you feel necessary. Last question. It's a 3-parter. It's about health. What do you do for hydration, diet, and mental clarity? What do you do for those things?
I always have a case of water in the truck. I really try to avoid fast food. I may slut out and hit Wendy's once a month.
Dollar menu.
Nah, dude, I go for that Dave's Double.
Oh,
nice. Yeah. But I really try to avoid that. Mm-hmm. I don't eat much sugar. I don't drink much soda. Hydration, diet. What was the other one? Mental clarity.
Yeah.
That one's fucked. Yeah. Now that I've let that slip. Yeah. But I need to dial it in. For sure.
I mean, what do you do for it? Like, what do you do for your mental clarity?
Nothing.
Right
no, it's a fucking disaster, dude. I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then I'm, run like crazy, and then I go to bed and doom scroll until I fall asleep. Everything wrong.
Yeah.
Everything wrong.
You ever done the blue light in the morning?
What's that?
Okay, so I've talked about this many times because it's just super interesting to me, but it helps reset what's called your circadian rhythm, which is your mental clarity, your energy, all that kind of stuff. You wake up in the morning and you go get yourself.
Wake up in the morning and
go get yourself some direct sunlight. You go out and you stare not directly at the sun, but you stare at the sunrise, or early in the morning, early sun rays. They actually carry a blue light that actually affects your retinas in such a way that it restimulates and resets your circadian rhythm in your brain, and it helps with energy, focus, and sleep.
Is that right?
Yes, I can send you a link.
Go stare at the sunlight.
Yeah, just 5-10 minutes. That's all you need. Just go. Yeah. Right.
Feel your eyes dry out.
Yeah, no, you just catch it, dude. You just catch the rays in the morning, and dude, it really changes a lot.
Does it?
Yeah, I
believe that.
I listened to a neuroscientist podcast called the Huberman Lab, and it's like one of his first episodes because his main focus of study at Stanford School of Neuroscience is the eyes and what they receive and how that interprets in your brain and how it helps your body, whether it be mental clarity, alertness, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then since he started that first episode, like it's gone, he has specialists and doctors on all the time talking about everything, like how to optimize your metabolism levels without like having to change your metabolism, by, exercise or food, things like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. Whatever. It's something that like I swing a hammer for a living, bro. So like you and a bunch of other people are always in my ear. So every now and then I listen to like a neuroscience podcast or something like that, where I'm just like listening and just enjoying, like, it's just stimulating to my brain. Not that Bass After Dark is not stimulating my brain. It definitely stimulates, but like, I also want to know how to help myself the best. So
I'm with you, man. I listen to podcasts for 10 years easy, at least. Like every day, like a lot.
Mhm.
And I think I got a lot out of them, honestly. I listened to Rogan's podcast a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Um,
Huberman's been on that. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And this is before Rogan was considered some kind of political something or other.
Oh, no.
Now
Yeah.
he's, yeah. But just his the fact that he checks his ego, admits when he's wrong, like having the boss of Twitter on, interviewing the first time he had him on, and getting flamed for it, and then coming back and saying, like, yeah, I could see where people like nobody does that, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody in Hollywood, nobody in media gets fucking shredded and comes back and admits that they sucked on that day. And I don't even think he sucked, but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that meant a lot. That showed me
Yeah.
a lot about his ability to check his ego and to listen to shit, even if he didn't want to hear it. There's just a lot about his podcast, Radio Lab out of New York City. There's Hardcore History with Dan Carlin was, oh my god, that's incredible podcast. There's a number of them, but I stopped listening to all of them in 2020, dude. Everything.
Yeah.
Right at the end of 2020, I just shut it all down. I couldn't deal with it anymore. Just too much madness. I had to try to shut shit out. Got too much going on every day to have the earbuds in, getting distracted by shit. And honestly, just trying to shut out some of the noise of the world because it's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah. And
These motherfuckers lost their mind.
yeah, and it's gotten way
They
worse.
lost their damn mind, dude.
Hopefully things will change here soon enough. But we'll see. All right, Brian,
We'll see.
dude, I really
Yeah?
appreciate you coming on here, dude. Like, thank you.
No problem, buddy.
Dude,
I know,
thank you.
I know. It's been a minute. You've been trying to get me on. Took us a while to get connected.
Yeah, dude, life happens, bro. I get it. So, I mean, thanks for coming on. Thanks for all the kind words over the years. Like, you've always been really cool. Like, I appreciate all the conversations we've had. So,
Oh, right on, buddy. I just want to send a shout out to customer Sean McCleary.
Sean McCleary, if you
Sean
hear
McCleary.
this, yep, shout out.
Aces.
Nice.
Yeah, customer of the year.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Gotta love those. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. So shout yourself out real quick. Tell people where they can find you because people do listen. I just joke, but people listen.
Social media is Brian the Carpenter, I believe, right?
I can look.
Yeah. I really not too active on Facebook anymore. About had it with Facebook. I can't stand Facebook. It is it's just dumb.
Yeah.
So I've really pulled away from that, unfortunately. I'm pretty much just on Instagram. Don't mess with anything else too much. You find me there. Hit me up if you got anything serious to talk about. Please don't send me any links. I've got them already. I've got them all. Got them all from everybody. Don't send me any fucking links. No offense. Trust me. I love them. I see too many of them. I just don't have the goddamn time. But if you have anything serious, that's cool.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll stop sending you links.
Not just you.
Yeah. Well, I know. I'm sure. Yeah. But
I do the same thing that I do the same thing.
Yep.
Trust me, I do the same thing. It's like, oh my God, I gotta share this. You.
Yep.
And
People
and
that
it
appreciate
multiplies. Yeah. And it's just like it's too much. At the end of the day, I'm like,
oh yeah.
It's too much.
Everybody just DM Brian the not pregnant man emoji.
Yes. Yes. Dave, you got to go fishing. Got to throw big baits, catch giant bass.
Bro, I got a big bait from you, but I have big baits.
What do you mean from me?
That's my year of big baits is in the kayak right now. I just got another big rod. I got new tranks. It's big baits is the year this year. That's my goal. So I'm gonna catch big bait fish this year.
Hell yeah! I like that you blacked out the background, dude.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I just turned off the lights. Just what it
I'm
is.
thinking about trying that shit.
Yep. Floating head, you know. No, I got the I got that clutch eco glide from you. And then you told me, you're all, hey, idiot, like you won. And I hadn't even listened to the episode yet. And it was like a week and a half later. I was like, oops. So yeah.
That's right. You got that from us.
Yeah.
That's a good one, dude.
Dude, it is. It is. Dude. And it moves so good. Oh, it's so fun. Between that and my throwbacks Metro Glide, I'm having fun with big baits right now. Let's see. How does this look? All the bottles just glistening in the background.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, handle it. So right now, Brian's trying to turn off the lights to his garage because he likes my black background. Let's see. Will it work? Bro.
Say it. Hold on a second.
You look like you're in the movie The Ring right now.
No, not that one. Hell with that movie.
This is how you're going to do Dark Thoughts from here on out. Just turn out the lights, you know?
Before you turn off.
There it is. Oh, just get a ring light. Like
I got the ring light. I just turned it off.
Dude, turn the ring light on and turn it on like the yellow. Like the
it is yellow.
My wife's.
That's way yellow.
Just turn it down some. Because you know how it has the plus minus? Dude, we're going through this right now. I love it.
Hold on a second. Whoa. Uh-oh.
It's okay. Let the light focus. It'll be fine. Camera will focus. What do you got? What do you got on you? There you go. You're good.
There's a song. We can't play music. Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
There you go.
See, you're still glistening, dude, with no background. But you got more separation from your background.
I do. I have a lot of separation. Like my kayak, I can't reach back and touch it with my arm if I wanted to. You know, so everything's pretty far back there. Yeah. Yep.
All
right, Brian, I'm going to kick you to the green room real quick, and I'm just going to close this thing out because I don't know.
I just want to leave everybody with a song.
Oh, please do.
Okay, it's Before You Turn Off the Lights. Is that what it's called? Hold on, Dave. This is important. People need to know this song.
Who wrote it?
World Class Wrecking Crew, maybe. Dude, it's a phenomenal song.
I love it. Are you like an OG hip hop head and like you like metal now, or did you grow up on both, or what? How does that work out?
Both.
So
I mean, I grew up in the Public Enemy and NWA.
Yep.
Before You Turn Off the Lights. Before You Turn Off the Lights. World Class Wrecking Crew. Turn off the lights.
All right, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Pause it real quick. Here. All right. Get ready to play it. I'm gonna call us out, and we're just gonna go out on this song. Everybody, thank you for listening to the Whole Angler podcast this week. Appreciate you showing up. Thank you again, Brian. And with that, we're out of here.